£100 to go on air.
What's happening? I am indeed, Cameron. The atmosphere's building nicely. Aldershot Town have just completed their warm-up and received some applause from their supporters opposite the point where we're commentating from and away to our right. Just a reminder with the headline team news, 2 changes for Shots, and they're both up top with Kwame Thomas and Tommy Willard coming in for Tola Jambara.
Yes, mate. All good, you?
Yeah, nice one, mate. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. We won't get going for another 8-10 minutes or so.
Oh, okay.
About 5 or 6 minutes to 3 we'll get going, alright.
Yeah, mate. Nice one.
You'd heard the team news, had you?
Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah. Interesting, isn't it?
I just think the mentality monster strikes again. You haven't scored either in the last 4 games, I mean, you know, and obviously 2 games in 3 days, isn't it? So he wants that freshness heading into the shot. And there's certainly threats to come off the bench, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. What's he got to do is get going.
Well, he will be questioning that, won't he? With so many midfield issues. You might have even thought today it's...
I told you, I don't know what I said, I was going to miss.
No, yeah, no. You might have thought it might have been because I don't know if you've noticed that.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know
They
that.
named him and he's here. He's James from the start.
Right, okay.
Because he's doing the centre midfield this year, something he's done every game with you.
Ladies and gents, please welcome to the pitch our matchday sponsors from VFS Scatolini. They are the leading European manufacturer of truck bodies and equipment. VFS Scatolini has sponsored the back of the men's team shirts for 3 seasons and are now entering their 2nd season of VFS Scatolini sponsoring the back of our women's shirts. VFS Scatolini are the European manufacturer of truck bodies and equipment, and we thank VFS Scatolini for their continued support. Ladies and gents, put your hands together for our match sponsors, VFS Scatolini.
The head-to-head. I'll tell you for why, because we've still known there was an awful lot of time when we just could have beat this. And overall, they've got the far better record, right? They've won 8, we've won 3, and there've been 7 draws. But how about this? Aldershot are unbeaten in their last 8 visits here. 2 wins and 6 draws. Isn't that it's an absolute HF of a stat, isn't it? Because we've only won 3 overall, but 1, 2 and drawn 6 in the last 8.
Yeah, mental. Remind me, mate, very quickly.
Yeah.
Which one's you and which one's studio?
Okay, so that's yours. If you need, you know you're going to cough, you switch that on or not. Oh, sorry. This is the studio. It's currently exactly where you left it, but feel free to change it. And this is me. Feel free to change it.
Good boys, isn't it?
Yeah, we always bring a really good. I know it's local, but we always bring a good. Right, I think I got all I need from that. Get this TV working. Do you have anything to eat or just some chips? Spencer's in there, isn't
Right, 1 minute warning, listeners. Myself and today's guest Rob Worrell, and my guest summariser Matt Foote will get going in 1 minute.
Walking around the ground this afternoon for a collection for the Armed Forces and Veterans Breakfast Club, Eastleigh branch. They provide a relaxed and safe space for veterans and active armed forces personnel to connect face to face. The club aims to combat loneliness and foster a sense of belonging by offering a platform of camaraderie and light-hearted conversation over breakfast. Ladies and gents, if you see the Armed Forces and Veterans Breakfast Club walking around, they are wearing their polos. Please dip into your pockets and give what you can. Every penny is appreciated.
Well, hello and a very warm welcome to the Silver Lakes Stadium for this afternoon's National League action. I'm Rob Worrell. Alongside me is Matt Foote, and you're listening to BBC Radio Surrey Sport. Welcome wherever you're listening, around the country, around the world, whatever time of day, evening or night it is. We are waiting for a slightly more positive and hopeful Aldershot Town side, who've started this season in a mixed way but are on the up at the moment, and an Eastleigh side who have yet to win in 5 games and sacked their manager after Friday's defeat against Southend. Let's build up towards the action now with Matt Foote. Matt, we of course did the Aldershot York game together a couple of games ago, and the frustration that day was that Shots played well but didn't take enough of the chances and get the job done, and that's exactly what they did on Saturday against Wealdstone.
Yeah, no, I thought they were really, really good, Rob, on Saturday against Wealdstone. I thought the performance was good from start to finish, to be honest with you. So yeah, really, really looking forward to this one, Rob. I think it's just it's one of them now, isn't it? Like Aldershot, I think they're doing really well at home. I think it's 7 points from 9 this season. It's now away from home. Can they find that all-inclusive or first away win? Can they find that first inclusive or clean sheet as well? There's that debate in it. Are they a little bit too expansive away from home? Are they not? You know, going by the team sheet today, Tommy doesn't obviously think so, because it's still another attacking line-up. And yeah, really looking forward to this one. Always a good encounter, and yeah, hopefully for an all-shot win as well.
I don't get the feeling that Tommy Widrington's going to go anywhere and shut up shop, to be honest with you. And I think, you know, it's only logical that with Aldershot on the back of a win and Eastleigh, let's just say, a little bit confused and not too cohesive as yet. They've made some good signings, they've got some good players, but still looking for their first win. I think Tommy will want to get on the front foot. He'll want to make and take an early chance, and I must admit I would concur that if the Shots can get ahead today, it could be a much more comfortable afternoon than if they go behind.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when you look at that side, because if they were to get ahead, and it is a big if, and I respect that, but what the bench, you know, what you've got Tollard. Imagine Tollard coming on, just having that hold-up play, running them channels, people like that. Yeah, really, really good. You know, personally, I thought Henry Otchin might come back into the squad of some kind today. That's not to be. I just thought maybe a little bit away from home, whether that bit, just that little bit more of a presence and that little bit more of that slightly defensive mindset. But it's attacking. You've not, don't get me wrong, I'm not criticising it for 1 minute. Every single Aldershot fan wants Aldershot to be playing attacking football, and that's what we've got again today by the looks of it.
Okay, well, Matt just hinted at it there, but there are 2 changes for Aldershot Town this afternoon. Neither of them, as I understand it, enforced. And Tommy Willard and Kwame Thomas come into the front 2, with Barham and Tolaj going to the bench. And my take on that, Matt, it's the mentality monster that we know Widrington is. He's given those 2 strikers the last 5 games. They both scored in the first, made a good start, and they may have looked impressive at different times since, but neither of them have scored in 4 matches, and there is competition for places up front this season. And so probably a weekend where you've got 2 matches in 3 days is the ideal time to make that switch.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the majority of National League squads, when you can think of teams like Eastleigh and Aldershot, they're not going to have the world's biggest squad, so there are going to be players that are enforced to play 2 games in 48 hours. But you know, like, I feel for Jack a little bit. Like, I know he's not scored, but he's done really, really well. You think that's like Josh Stokes' first goal on Saturday? There's a shot cross goal, done nothing wrong. Keeper's carried it, Stokes has it. So I feel for Jack a bit, but really looking forward to this one now, Rob, and a great opportunity for Thomas and Willard, as you say.
Okay, the teams are on their way out, as you will have heard from the reception that both sets of supporters have given to their charges. We of course have got the TV cameras in town today. TNT Sports, I think they're called these days, as opposed to BT that they were last year. For the likes of Aaron McLean, the former shot, and Jeff Brazier and Akin Fenwa, all involved in the production this afternoon. The shots are a draw or a win away from their best start to a National League season since 2017, which ended in playoffs under Gary Waddock. And Eastleigh have simply already made their worst start to a National League season. No wins yet, 3 draws and 2 defeats for the home side. The Shots are wearing their 3rd kit for the first time this season, and that is an all yellow strip with black fringe. And Eastleigh are wearing an all blue strip, a sort of mid blue with white edging. And the full Aldershot Town lineup then this afternoon. Just trying to balance the noise coming in my headphones from the studio. Jordi van Stapperscherf in goal, Harries, Minoga and Rowe the 3 centre backs, Harfield the left wing back, Aaron Jones the right wing back, Glover and Frost in central midfield. There was a bit of a scare about Tyler Frost, not his health but his appearance. He was caught in traffic. They named him on the team sheet and he has made it in good time, at least for the back end of the warm-up. And then Josh Stokes in the number 10 position on the back of 2 goals on Saturday against Wealdstone. And then, as mentioned previously, Tommy Willard and Kwame Thomas up top. Eastleigh, we believe, will line up as a 4-4-2 with Joe McDonnell in goal, Oscar Rutherford, Ludwig, Franchillette, George Langston and Lee Hodgson at right back. Across the back 4 there, across the midfield, left to right, Aidan Barlow, Solomon Nabrukai, Jake Taylor, the captain, and Enzio Baldwin, formerly of Notts County, with Scott Quigley and Chris Maguire up top. Our referee is Farai Hallam, 2 games in the National League this season and a relatively modest 7 yellow cards across those 2 games. We're all set to go here. The Shots are going to kick from right to left in the first half, but it's Eastleigh kicking from left to right, towards the end where some Shots fans are housed, and they're housed down the side of the pitch as well, standing. Eastleigh have the kick-off. Jake Taylor, the skipper, is going to get them underway, and he goes all the way back to the very experienced goalkeeper Joe McDonnell. McDonnell's first kick out to the right-hand side drifts harmlessly into touch as Harfield very cleverly just eased into the back of Quigley, making sure the ball went over both of them. Good atmosphere in the stadium. It's always a good crowd for this one, particularly from the away fans, Matt, and it always ends up being much bigger than we think it is, because Eastleigh obviously count their season ticket holders who are a bit picky about which games they come to.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Aldershot fans, the Aldershot faithful, they're in great voice over there. I'm sure back home you can hear them through the mics. So yeah, Aldershot travel well, but you would expect that bank holiday, only a little short trip down the M3, and yeah, they'll be here in full optimism after the result against Wealdstone on Saturday.
Eastleigh are indeed playing in a 4-4-2, very rigid at the minute. They're not pressing too high, that's notable. Here's Kean Harries going to try and break through line, sends a ball out, taken down by the Chester Kwame Thomas, and he tries a shot and that deflects wide. And a bit like the old Waddock days, we just mentioned 2017, Shots have got an effort away on goal around the 1 minute mark, and they have a corner, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's really, really good play, to be fair. It's a little diagonal ball from Harfield into Thomas on the edge of the box. He uses his strength, chests it down really, really nicely, gets the shot away, and it's deflected behind for a corner. Which is going to be taken by Ryan Glover now, and it comes to the far post as
well met by Scott Quigley back there, but it's teed back to Tyler Frost, who gets a shot in. That's blocked by the skipper Jake Taylor. Back in to the far post, and an effort on goal from Glover. He doesn't get hold of it, but no flag, Matt, and a second chance for Aldershot in the opening minute.
I think that's a good opportunity, Rob. You know, he's coming in behind the defender there at the back post. Harry's the corner, it goes out to the far side, it comes back in from Harry's towards the back post, and Glover just for a second lost his man but couldn't get it away firmly and easy, saving it from McDonald.
Eastleigh coming forward, repelled by the head of Aaron Jones, held up by Maguire and knocked into touch. Throw into Eastleigh on the halfway mark. Great to see the Shots doing much better at home this season. 7 points from 9, should be 9 from 9 really, and 3 solid performances at the EBB. As Quigley's brought down by Rowe, and it'll be a free kick over on the far side. Ironically, just as they've got the home form right, Matt, they've yet to get any points on the road, but it is only 2 games. Away to Oldham always going to be difficult, and Ebbsfleet, very organised, are going to do well this season.
Yeah, absolutely, you know, and both them clubs in their own rights, I think, they're not exactly worse off on the budget element, are they? So
free kick comes in, headed down, but an offside flag goes up against one of the Eastleigh attackers. It was the big number 12 that rose, George Langston, the centre back, got his header in, but good, quick and decisive moment from the officials. So we are 3 minutes in here at the Silver Lake in the Hampshire derby. A lot of people don't like to think about or call this a derby, but both sides are in the same county, so we'll be very safe in saying it's a Hampshire derby, and the Shots are back underway with those 3 centre backs just pushing it from one side to the other at the moment. Harry's now on the ball, and he misses out Minoga and goes across to Kobe Rowe. Rowe in orange boots plays a little ball into the feet of Kwame Thomas, who gives it back to him. He's in pink boots. Ball into the feet of Tommy Willard. He'll relish Josh Stokes, I beg your pardon. Willard will relish this opportunity. Rowe lifts the ball out to the left. It should be won in the air by Eastleigh, and is. And Eastleigh clear down the lines, and Kean Harries might have brought it down, might have played it back up in the inside left channel, but he got too much contact and just volleyed it into touch. Throw in to Eastleigh. 4 minutes gone. Spitfires 0, Shots 0. A couple of half chances for the Shots in the first couple of minutes. Kwame Thomas, his first start for the Shots, and he chested it down and volleyed towards goal. It was deflected wide, and Glover a minute or so later, there's a handball by Eastleigh, not given by Quigley. I think the referee must have missed it. You could see it was a clear handball from here. Out to the right hand side, cross comes in. Van Stappershoef snaffles it, Matt. You just hope, don't you, when a referee is unsighted like that and can't see a clear handball, that it doesn't lead to a goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's no VAR in this one.
Absolutely. And I think you called it right, Rob. I think it was a handball for me. You know, when you're going up for a header, and if your arm's above the opponent's shoulder and it hits your arm, it's a handball. Not given, but on the same token, from there, no harm done. Aldershot in back in possession now.
Here's Harry sending the ball forward again. That's too long. It'll go all the way through to McDonnell. And Chesterfield roared away to a great start in the National League this season. Everybody predicting them, of course, to be title favourites. They were even 1-0 up at Altrincham until the last 10 minutes on Saturday, but they lost that 2-1, and they've gone 1-0 down at home to the side that replaced them at the top, Hartlepool United, and it's that man, Manny Dizaruve, again, who has actually scored the goal for Hartlepool. Is Harfield clearing the ball forward. Quigley keeps it in. Another offside, as Harfield doesn't quite make the connection that he wants to, and it'll be a free kick to the Shots, taken quickly inside to Van Stappershoef. Good afternoon to Colin Hayden, who's listening in Tenerife. He said, welcome back, Rob, listening in, hoping for 3 points this afternoon. Hartlepool have scored again at Chesterfield. It's Chesterfield 0, Hartlepool 2. Here at Eastleigh it's 0-0. We're 6 minutes in. Eastleigh on the attack now. Good ball inside. Maguire turns, shoots, and it's parried wide by Van Stappershoef. I wondered if he'd fumbled it or he'd just made a late decision to push it wide. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt there, Matt. What about you?
I'm a bit harsher. I think he's fumbled that, Rob, if I'm being honest with you. I think he's gone down. I reckon he's generally tried to hold that, and he's fumbled it and got away with one there. For me, in my personal opinion, and it's gone behind for a corner.
Bound to be a bit nervous. All the players, that is. caught his first ball in, Van Stappershoef, but that one is parried wide for a corner. In it comes to the near post, headed away, and Tyler Frost should get onto it, and he'll look to find Josh Stokes on the right side. Stokes lets the ball run past him, keeps it in on the right hand side, drifts inside, tries a little ball through to Glover. He's inside the penalty area, squares it back, looking for Kwame Thomas. He air shots, and the referee gives a free kick to Eastleigh. And I thought all Kwame Thomas did there was step up and miss kick.
Yeah, it's not a foul. It's not a foul. I've just been honest down one end with the goalkeeper, and I'm going to be 100% honest down this end. That's not a foul. You know, he ran onto the ball. He's either mishit it or he's dummied it, one or the other. But it's not a foul.
I think Van Stappershoef, I've just seen the replay, saw it pretty late, and at the last minute he thought, I'm going to push this wide. It was pretty evident from that. But yeah, Kwame Thomas a little bit unlucky there for me. I think he seems to come with a reputation with the referees. But anyway, ball forward, headed on by Quigley, cut out nicely by Kian Harris, and Aldershot have the ball back in their own area now. Here's the ball coming across. He's just a swing of his leg. He swings and tries to connect the ball, and he catches the Eastleigh player with his foot, and so the referee was quite right in awarding the free kick. Here's Harfield with the ball down the left channel. Tommy Willard will chase. He's beaten to the ball by, didn't quite see the number on the shirt there. I thought it was 21, but there isn't. Oh yeah, 20. Rutherford, who's playing at right back at the moment. And it's into touch, throw into the shots. Harfield's up there to take it. Stokes trying to make some room. In the end, it's missed out and goes to Willard, who touches it back to Harfield. And his defender does really well up against him there, and forces a touch from Harfield and then blocks his body in between. It drifts over the goal line. 8.5 minutes gone, and it remains with a goal kick to Eastleigh. Spitfires 0, Shots 0.
Good start from Aldershot though, Rob, isn't it? You know, away from home, I think they'll be happy. I think Tommy will be happy with the way we started, especially away from home. So positive start from Aldershot, but 0-0 as you rightly say.
Quigley comes short to get the flick on, finds Maguire. That curled shot that was parried wide, I beg your pardon, was by Enzio Baldwin, who was pushing really well forward in a striker's position when he took that. There's a ball out to the left. Harfield heads it on. Rutherford should get onto it. He's playing in the right back position. He's got attention now from Kwame Thomas, but he shakes him off and plays it forward. And Haji Manoga does really well and recovers across. And Rowe gets a vital foot in, finds Frost. Frost to Aaron Jones, and then a whipped ball down the right side. That should be nice and easy for Langston to deal with. It is indeed. And it does look to me though as if Baldwin is playing up top with Quigley, and Maguire is playing in midfield. That's different to what we were told before the game.
Yeah, I think
Maguire drifting in a little bit, almost playing as a 10, isn't he?
Correct, yeah.
Here comes Eastleigh down the right side with Rutherford. Exchanges passes with his skipper Jake Taylor. And then Maguire again gets involved, and they go back to Franchillet, Ludwig Franchillet, beautifully named, and switch it over to the left-hand side where Eastleigh are just trying to get a foothold in this game now. Baldwin into the feet of Maguire. Maguire's got the ever-willing academy graduate Oscar Rutherford outside of him, gets the ball back in, another ball into Taylor. Taylor looking to work room for a cross. He goes back to Rutherford. The cross does come in. Cleared away by Harris. Again, he doesn't make the best contact. He tries to clear it forward, and it goes directly across the pitch and out of touch. A couple of nervy touches, really, from Kian Harris early on. Here's Rutherford on the ball, trying to make room for a cross. Goes back to Maguire. Cross comes in. Quigley tries to make a move forward and runs into the brick wall that is Kobe Rowe. Eastleigh have still got it. Ball in from the right. Should be cut out. Now it's being held up by Baldwin. Shot comes in pretty weak. On target from Solomon Nwabukai, who'd love, of course, to score against the Shots because he used to play for...
Let me guess, Woking.
Woking, correct. Exactly that. So 2 efforts now on goal from either side, and still the score remains goalless here at the the Silver Lake Stadium. Right, shots with Cian Harries in that left centre back position, half field. Little ball into a pocket of space for Glover, who gets the ball out of his feet and sends it down the line to Willard, who looks a bit slow to get onto it. And okay, it was probably a little bit heavy, and he a little bit was just checking his run at the time. But do we know if Willard's fully? I mean, he must be to get a start.
If he's starting, you don't think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
He's probably a little bit rusty this
He has had his injury issues this season already. And I know he wasn't available the last game that I was at, the Aldershot game at home to York. Anyway, Eastleigh restart play with a goal kick. We're 12 minutes in already. Harries doesn't win it against Quigley, but he makes sure that Quigley can't win it. Quigley with a big reputation, one or two big signings up front, along with Paul McCallum, who I understand has got a hamstring injury at the moment.
It's a good sign,
but he has reached some very big highs at this level, Quigley. And he'll be desperate to get back there. It hasn't happened for him for a while, though, has it?
No, absolutely no. He's the one that signed from Chesterfield. Is that right, Rob? Well, Chesterfield's got Quigley?
No. 1 second is good work from Tyler Frost up against his man, Aidan Barlow. And Frost dives in and comes away with the ball, does well. Carries it, and he's tackled late, and he wins the free kick over on the right side in front of the Shots fans. No, the Quigley at Chesterfield is Joe Quigley. This is the Quigley that was the top scorer in the National League the year that they went up as champions, or shall I say elected champions, in the season that didn't quite finish. TV cameras just focusing on Tommy Widrington at the moment. He's as animated as ever, as you could imagine. And the Shots just beginning to build up their play patiently again from that back three, where Eastleigh are not interested in pressing them, are they? It's the next ball that they want to cut out. And this ball forward to half field, then into Glover, and then back to Cian Harries. He goes back inside to Haji Minoga, the paciest of the three Aldershot centre-backs and the most diminutive as well, but he makes up for that with his excellent athleticism. Ball inside to Frost. Frost back to Willard, who's very deep at the minute. And now Kobe Rowe's going to send it out, diag out to the left, looking for Harfield. In front of him, Maguire just gets the ball, plays it back to Rutherford, who goes back to McDonnell. McDonnell kicks long, and Minoga will be in a battle with Enzio Baldwin for this. Minoga heads it back and just gets enough contact on it. And Jordi van Stappershoff just toes it out to Rowe on the right hand side.
Looks like it could be a good battle, that one. Rob Baldwin and Minoga, early signs, you know. That's
yeah, they're both real athletes, aren't they?
It looks like it could be a really good battle, that one, this afternoon.
Yeah. Here's Rowe shifting it left to Harries. I'm going to say as a spectacle, it's not the best at the minute. It's both sides don't want to have a bad start, whereas Aldershot did start well in the first couple of minutes. Here's Stokes picking up the ball for Harfield. Cross comes in, that's cut out, goes behind. It'll be a second corner of the afternoon for the Shots. The first one coming after just the first minute, but now we're approaching the 15-minute mark. And we may be doing a radio update shortly. They may or may not join us live for this. Depends how long the update from the Woking and Dorking game takes. Ryan Glover is going to take this again, right-footed, an in-swinger. Willard is there, close on the goal line. All the other big guys are making runs, the likes of Rowe, Harries, Minoga, and a little bit of pushing and shoving and holding. In comes the ball. Rowe tries to get an effort in. Does it deflect off the Eastleigh player? No, according to referee Hallam. It goes straight over the bar. Counts as a shot off target from Kobe Rowe. Never going anywhere really near the goal mat. And as we approach the 16th minute mark, we are going to update our radio listeners now. Yeah, the shot started really well. The first minute or so, it is goalless, but they had two half chances in the first minute. Kwame Thomas chested down a long ball and volleyed, and his effort was on target but deflected wide behind for a corner. And as the ball was recycled after the following corner, Glover got on the end of a ball, but he couldn't really get his half volley away at the far post. Since then, Eastleigh have settled well, come back into it, and Baldwin's had a shot pushed wide by Van Stappershoff. And Solomon Nwabukai, the former Woking player, had a little sighter from 25 yards, but it was very weak and easy for Van Stappershoff hold on to. So right now, 16.5 minutes gone here at the Silver Lake Stadium. Eastleigh 0, Aldershot Town 0. Throw into Eastleigh, almost opposite Matt and I, so we're sat 2 stripes if you're watching the pictures, and about 12-15 yards into the Aldershot half. Over on the far side in front of the Shots fans, Eastleigh eventually take the throw and exchange the ball and find Baldwin. Baldwin shifts it out to the right hand side where it will be picked up by Rutherford. Rutherford tries a 1-2, gets it back, manages to get his cross in. It beats everybody, it's drifting towards touch, but I think it will be kept in by Barlow. It is indeed. And then a good exchange of passes, and Nwabukai picks the ball up, shows it over to the right hand side again. Chip ball into the area is cut out by the head of Rowe, but it's only going to go back to Rutherford. Rutherford has a forward run on this occasion from Baldwin. Goes back to Rutherford. Rutherford's up against Harfield now. And drifts inside, ball into the feet of Quigley, and gets a touch on it, gets a shot away, and it's well saved by Geordie van Stapperscherp. It may well have been going in down low to his left, but a strong arm from the 6'5" Dutch goalkeeper come out, and well, another warning shot for the Shots, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely, really good save that one from Geordie van Stapperscherp. Really good save. You know, as he's rightly said, it's going into that bottom corner. He's a tall lad. He gets down, and it's a strong left hand away. Not only does he not parry it out back to the middle of the goal, he also gets it out wide as well. Really good save.
Ball forward from Shots is headed by Willard straight to the number 10 Barlow, but his ball forward is way too heavy and goes straight through the middle to Geordie van Stapperscherp. So far, with a double change up front, other than maybe a couple of touches from Thomas early on, not quite seen the dynamism that we've seen with Tolaj and Barham, but here's a ball up towards Thomas. He gets a flick on, drops down on the edge of the area. It's cleared away by Franchillette. Headed back in by Rowe, headed up in the air again by Franchillette. And here comes Rowe again, but he's beaten to the ball by Frost. And it's head tennis there in the middle. Frost helps it forward. That one's got too much on it, and it'll go all the way through to Joe McDonnell, who of course for the second season running found himself at the end of the season loaned out to a side that was in the playoff final. He was on the losing side for Chesterfield. There's a ball forward to the right, Quigley gets to the byline, looks to square it, and it's met at the near post by Haji Minoga, who comes away with the ball. He finds Harfield. Harfield sends it down the line. Rutherford should keep that in, and he does. Finds Taylor. Glover plays the ball off of Nwabukai and into touch, and it's a throw in to the Shots. Chesterfield have pulled the goal back against Hartlepool via Ryan Colclough, and Bromley have taken the lead against Southend United through Louis Dennis. Here at the Silver Lake, you're listening to Rob Worrell and Matt Foote, Aldershot Town supporter. We're nearly 20 minutes in at the Silver Lake on BBC Radio Surrey Sport Online, and it's Eastleigh 0, Aldershot Town 0. Here's Harries in possession for Aldershot, looks for Willard. Willard takes it nicely under control and sends it out left to Harfield. Harfield skips inside, edge of the area, finds Stokes, who slips. Just thinking about something else there, Stokes, and he slipped and lost it. And Haji Minoga brilliantly cuts out an intended pass from Baldwin to Quigley. Meanwhile, Kean Harris sends the ball out to the right hand side to Aaron Jones, who's well forward. He's now facing up the edge of the penalty area, gives it to Stokes. Stokes into the area, squares it low, and it's cut out by the Eastleigh number 12 George Langston, and it goes into touch just down by the corner flag. Throw into Shots away to our left, Matt.
Yeah, dangerous move for both teams there. You know, just for a second you thought Eastleigh were going to be in one-on-one with the keeper, and that outstretched athleticism, as we've said from Minoga before, cuts it out. Straight away from there, Aldershot go get the ball out wide. They make a little overlap, get the ball in early from Stokes, and you know, a vital interception out for a throw-in for Aldershot Town.
Throw in to be taken by Aaron Jones. A lot of movement around him. He goes eventually back to Kobe Rowe. Rowe finds Frost inside to Glover. Glover will go back out to Aaron Jones on the right touchline, and he gives it back to Glover, who looks to get past his man and get Stokes away. Stokes into the area, gets to the byline, pulls it back. Oh, and it's just not going to reach Willard. What a shame. Goes cleared out towards Jones. Rowe and then Glover looks to touch it into the path of Jones, and it's too heavy a touch. I'm not really sure the weight on Kobe Rowe's pass was right. It's into touch, throw into Eastleigh in the left back position.
Stokes done really well there, didn't he? He just thought for all the world it was just going to fall to Tommy Willard there, but as rightly said, a vital interception from an Eastleigh Town point of view.
Yeah, and there's Minoga trying to cut out Baldwin, and he can't, and Baldwin makes advances down the left side, but Tyler Frost can win the ball. He puts his foot in and wins it, and he runs into plenty of space here in central midfield, and eventually just tucks it to Ollie Harfield, who'll feed Glover now on the left side. There's an easy ball into Willard there. He just can't see it. We're high. He could have gone straight through two defenders, but you have to appreciate we're at a fairly high angle, and sometimes you don't see it when you're down pitch side. Dominic Polian is the now top scorer in the National League. He's got his 5th goal, and it's Barnett in the Lebs Fleet 1. Here's Glover taking the ball down nicely on the left. Willard's bombing forward, tries to get onto the ball inside and just lifts it over the top. Although he's got his head in his hands and he can't believe a goal kick's been given.
Yeah, they're adamant, aren't they? They're adamant, all of them. Even Tommy down the sideline, they're all adamant that's come off the Eastleigh defender for a corner.
Yeah. One comment I'm going to make now, 22.5 minutes in, halfway through the first half. It's been pretty even, Matt, and you would have hoped in the opening 25 minutes that Aldershot, on the back of the 3-1 win on Saturday against an Eastleigh side who have been a little bit lost in the opening 5 games, that shots might have dominated more. Is that fair? And what do you think? How do you think it's gone?
Yeah, no, I think it is fair. You'd like to see Aldershot will be probably that little bit more ruthless against the side searching for that first win. So away from home. But then on the same token, Rob, if you as an Eastleigh fan, you'll be saying, well, these guys haven't won on the road yet as well, so just get at them as well. So it works a little bit both ways. But I think Aldershot, I think on the whole, I'm saying just, and I'm probably a little bit biased on it, I know that, but I'm trying to be honest. I think Aldershot, being the away team, are the slightly better side so far for me.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking like 52% against 48. Here's a ball into Willard. He can't hold it up. Kwame Thomas tries to hold it up, and the ball's cleared away by Eastleigh. Some robust defending going on there in terms of holding. Ball through the middle. Nothing spotted by the officials, as there was a coming together between Harries and Baldwin. And I have to say, Harries, if he did do anything wrong, he's very good at not looking guilty.
He did clip him. I saw it. I was looking straight at Rob. He did clip him there.
Yeah. Ball's back with Kobe Rowe. He's going to lift the ball over the top now in the right channel, as he knows he's changed his mind. So quick time to say hello to Steve Ray in the Isle of Wight. Ball out to the left side. Harfield heads it on, and Aldershot have lost possession again. Steve says, afternoon, Rob and Matt. Listening from just across the water on the sunny Isle of Wight. I wanted to be at the game today, but they wouldn't let me on the ferry in my lime green mankini. So I'm eating cheesy chips on Shanklin seafront instead. And meanwhile, Baldwin's just gone for a revenge foul on Kean Harries, left him in a heap on the floor. Free kick to the shots. Referee Farai Hallam says to him, I know exactly what you did there and why. Just keep that one out of your game, and I won't be showing you a yellow card. It's only shown 3.5 per game, 7 in 2. That's quite low for this season, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Let's see how much added time he had on. Okay,
here's Glover finding Harfield, breaking in the left-hand side. All Eastleigh very disciplined with their shape. Gives the ball to Stokes, who gives it back to him. Tries a little cross, that's cut behind. And Aldershot will have a third corner of the afternoon. I think Aldershot have been more inventive in attack in other games this season than they have today. They look a little bit stifled in their attack, and I think it might be because Eastleigh are just saying, well, look, here's our 2 banks of 4. You're going to have to try and play through it.
Yeah, maybe so. And also you've got to take in mind that I know we've got a squad and you'll utilise your squad through the season, but the first 2 strikers are on the pitch as well.
I'm looking forward to seeing Tolaj and possibly Barham come on later. But meanwhile, we are where we are. Glover with the ball in. Missed header, drops down at the feet of Tyler Frost, who brings it back out to the left side and finds Glover. Glover will fake to cross with his left, send it in with his right. Headed away by Scott Quigley. He's done so much good defensive work already, and out behind for a corner, and he's the best player in both boxes so far, Scott Quigley.
Yeah, that's a big header, that one, Rob, because Minoga's right behind him waiting for a header from 4 yards out in the centre of the goal. If he doesn't get on the end of that, really, really good defensive
Aldershot look well capable of scoring goals in open play this season, but from set pieces time and time again, the ball comes in and the opposition defenders get the first contact. It happened last season and it's still happening this season for me.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Definitely an area to work on. Right, here's Kean Harries. I mean, they've already sent in 2 free kicks and 3 corners, and they've all been cleared away by Eastleigh players. I know that's their job to defend, but equally it's attackers' jobs to find space, to get contact, to get a little knock on, to hold it up, all of those things. Here's Aldershot on the halfway, playing it across the back 4. Kobe Rowe tries the diagonal again out to the left, looking for Ollie Harfield. Can he keep it in? He volleys it in. Willard, he misses his touch. It's played to him inside the penalty area, 8 yards out to the left-hand side of the goal. He tries to chest it down and it just goes straight across him. That would have been a great opportunity, wouldn't it, Matt?
It would have been, yeah, because he was in
Any
space
contact
in the 18-yard box. If he can get that if he can bring that under control nicely, you know, it's a good opportunity to get a shot away from there. Just couldn't quite bring it down at the vital moment.
27.5 minutes gone here. Here's Frost clipping the ball low out to Harfield on the left. He'll get another cross in now. And again, it's cleared away by Eastleigh too easily. No shots player got to the front post for that one. Disappointing. Here's Scott Quigley. Plays the ball forward. It's brilliantly read by Haji Minoga. And he cuts out the pass. Harfield shifts it to Frost, who's sensibly dropped into a little bit of space. Speaking to him the other day, it's a more disciplined role that's required from Frost now, with no defensive natural midfielders in the lineup at the start. Here is Frost. Again, he plays it into the gap for Harfield. Can he get another cross in? Can shots get on the end of this one? No, it's an Eastleigh player again. Frost onto the rebound. He'll try a shot. That's deflected behind. It'll be a 4th corner for the Shots. And it's Groundhog Day here at Silver Lake, Matt Foot.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, Rob. It's like the wingers and the attackers, for me, the centre forwards, I should say, are not caught on the same wavelength yet. The first one, as you say, you know this one, Rob, as a centre forward.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to get in front of your man and make that run, don't you? And then get that little tap in or the side foot there. That one, they both came forwards and no one was left at the back post. So, But what is interesting here is out of nowhere, the Eastleigh goalkeeper McDonald has gone down injured. Physio's on the pitch, so we will keep a very close eye on that one for you listeners.
And we'll have a very quick look at the subs bench, see if there's a goalkeeper. I think it's Tommy Scott, goalkeeper. Yeah, number 13. Aldershot, of course, have yet to name a goalkeeper on the bench this season. So they do run that risk if there's any issues with Jordi van Stappershoef. So break in play, and players from both sides, or some of them, come over to take on refreshment and fresh instruction. Give us a chance to have a quick look around the grounds at the other scores in the National League this afternoon.
They would love to feel the love. Give them some donations to help them run their club. They're from the Army, the Air Force and the Royal Navy. And some of them are actually
approaching the 30-minute mark now. So Barnet 0, Ebbsfleet 1, Dominic Polian, I told you about that. It's Bromley 1, Southend 0, Louis Dennis. Chesterfield 1, Hartlepool 2, Ryan Colclough pulling the goal back there. And all the other games, according to my app anyway, are still 0-0. So we haven't got a glut of bank holiday goals. What we do have now is a corner to the Shots, just as the radio are very soon going to be coming to us. This all feels very deja vu. Perhaps we can have a different result as the ball goes in to the penalty area, and maybe for the first time today the Shots can make first contact. In comes the corner from Glover, and it's an Eastleigh player that puts... No, it's given as Harries who's had the contact, and it'll be a goal kick to Eastleigh. And perhaps, Matt, for the second time today, the referee, when not sure, is just given the benefit of the doubt to the defence. I don't know. Yeah,
the only thing I would say, well, I'll be honest, I thought it was a corner in real time, but there wasn't much complaints, was there, from the Aldershot Town players on that one. So,
Okay, McDonald's okay, by the way. It is still goalless. Not quite sure how. Both sides have now had 3 chances. There's never been any absolute clear-cut ones. It's pretty even. 3 chances each, and I'm just pausing while you join me because Eastleigh are having an attack at the moment, and just trying to decide whether to pick up commentary while you're with me. They play it out to the right hand side and Ollie Harfield intercepts. So yeah, it's tight, it's tense. Of course the TV cameras are here as well, Cameron, and players are probably a little bit too more keen on not making mistakes than they are on making things happen at the moment. 0-0 after 31.5 minutes. So free kick to Aldershot on halfway. Kwame Thomas showing good strength and good hold-up play to win the foul there, Matt Foot.
Yeah, it did really, really well. The ball came long I think from Harper as well, and with a man on his back, he used his strength really nicely to take that ball on his chest. Went across towards the centre circle and won a free kick for Aldershot Town. Really, really good hold-up play from the centre forward away from home, which is always a key asset to use.
So just 5 games, 21 days into the season, Eastleigh have sacked their manager Lee Bradbury, I beg your pardon, and Richard Hill, who's a director of the club and a former manager, has taken temporary charge today. And of course the chairman, the money man, Stuart Donald, that was here a few years ago, is back again. He has been for the last 6 months or so. So there has been good money spent on bringing players of the likes of Quigley and McCallum in, and there are big expectations here, but Eastleigh, as I say, yet to register their first win of the season, and it's the Shots who certainly in the last 5 or 10 minutes have dominated possession. Ball from Glover over the top, it's got way too much on it. Tommy Willard can't get near it, and he'll be keen to make an impact, Tommy Willard, Matt, but he's pretty much made, and I'm just calling it as it is in the opening 32 minutes, 0.
Yeah, he looks very, very rusty, doesn't he? Very rusty.
He doesn't look his fittest and sharpest and hungriest, and there is an offside there. Clever play from Haji Minoga again against Enzio Baldwin. And yeah, I think you feel with Lauren Tollage out there, you're on the edge of something happening at any minute. Now, of course, you can't remain on the edge forever, and he's just had 4 games since he scored, so as has Barham, and Barham has really had the chances, hasn't he? He's had 3 or 4 or 5 tight one-on-ones where he's got to maybe dink the keeper or slip it down the side of the keeper, and one way or another he's been outwitted by the goalkeepers on every occasion since that first day.
Yeah, absolutely, and that might be a little slight concern, as you alluded to it before kick-off, or that might be one of the reasons for the change. Again, with 2 games in 48 hours, just to send like a little message, gives the manager a chance to stamp on some authority. You've got to take your opportunities, because if you don't, there's people waiting, i.e. Tommy Willard, i.e. Thomas, who want them opportunities.
Lindsay Morris says he's enjoying the game. Pressure goal will come soon. Come on the Shots. Goals have come in 2 other matches. Ball over the top. Van Stappershoef. Clearance. Right, it's a free kick, and I think it'll definitely. No. Van Stappershoef's come out of his area. He's taken the player out on the edge of the area. He has denied a goal scoring opportunity, and he's been shown a straight red by referee Hallam. And the only thing he got right there, Van Stappershoef, was he did it outside the penalty area. Otherwise Aldershot would be looking at a penalty as well, and Aldershot must have a plan B. They must have discussed it, but Van Stappershoef's game is done, and we're going to have a free kick to the edge of the area. 35 minutes in, it's 0-0, and Shots are down to 10. Matt Foot.
Well, let's break this down. First and foremost, it's a ball over the top, and Geordie, he got caught in 2 minds. He didn't know whether to come, he didn't know whether to stay. He decided to come in the end, and it is the right decision. I know, call it as we say, it's the right decision. He's come out, he's not got the ball, and it is a red card this day and age for the rules as they are currently. Now, you would like to think Aldershot do have a plan B all season. We've not had a goalkeeper on the bench. Tommy has decided to go that way. There's a bit of a meeting taking place now, but you would like to think...
Well, there shouldn't need to be a meeting, it should be pre-planned. You can't not name a goalkeeper every week and then not have a plan for who's going to go in goal.
Well, I'll tell you who it's going to be. It's going to be Tollage.
It's Laurent Tollage who's going to come on as a sub. So somebody is going to have to be... what's the word I'm looking for? Sacrificed here, and I think it's going to be Tommy Willard. I might be wrong.
I think it will be Willard.
But based on his impact to this point, it's tough. It's tough for Tommy Willard. You don't like it, but he got his chance today in the TV game. He hasn't really had any impact in the opening 36 minutes. There was a good ball played across the edge of the area that I thought was routine to get a touch on and get a touch away, but he didn't. And Laurent Tollage, the Aldershot Town Swiss striker, is very unlikely to add to his goal scoring tally this afternoon, because he's now donned Geordie Van Stappershoef's shirt and he has to try and keep a clean sheet for, well, again, a half of football plus whatever's left in this one, which is at least 10 minutes plus added time. Obviously fancies himself as a goalkeeper. There's obviously so substitution for the shots. Willard is off. Tolaj comes on for Willard, a substitution we might have thought would happen today, but not the way that it has. And oh dear, Aldershot Town, you have put yourselves in the right pickle here. Altrincham are 2-0 up at Fylde, but here at Eastleigh they have a free kick. In comes the shot, and it's down off the crossbar from Maguire. It goes in, and it adds insult to injury. Disaster at the double for Aldershot Town. Eastleigh 1, Aldershot 0.
Great free kick from a good easy good section. No, you can't take that away from Tolaj. He's going to do a job for his team. He's going to be a real good team player and try and do the best he can. But there'll be like another little meeting going on between the Aldershot Town players in the middle of the pitch now, because they're going to have to get the balance right now. They're going to have to protect Tolaj. He's not a goalkeeper, but at the same time they're 1-0 down, so it's how they go about that. Maybe that's what the meeting's going on between the players in the middle of the pitch as we speak to you right now.
Well, let's hope, Matt, that they're talking about what Liverpool did yesterday with 10 men against Newcastle. Stay in the game is the first task, and then somehow see if you can nick a point or 3 later on. It's exactly what Eastleigh, down on their luck without a win all season, needed. They've given themselves an extra man all of a sudden, and credit to Maguire, who probably was saying to himself as he stepped up to take the free kick, if I'm going to do one thing here, I'm going to make sure this is on target to give myself a chance. And well, Stokes battling for the ball at the other end, goes behind, goal kick to Eastleigh. And talk about anything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Well, it has for the shots, and they are up against it here.
Yeah, up against it, and they're up against it big time. Away from home, down to 10 men in the first half. His number 9's had to go and goal. You know, it is a real mountain time. But one thing we do know from the Tommy Woodson team is they will show a bit of fight and they will show character. I don't think they'll crumble, but it's whether they can get that balance right. Can they protect Tolaj, and can they still have an attacking threat to go with it?
And in terms of the next couple of games, you know, will that be deemed violent contact from Van Stappenschroef? Is he going to be out for 3 games? We'll have to wait and see on that one. But for now, the shots are up against it, and this is going to be the biggest test yet, Matt, of their team spirit now. Talked a lot about a different atmosphere in the camp, and at the moment, well, here's Aldershot breaking with Kwame Thomas and Ryan Glover. Plays the ball inside, it's poor. It's cut straight out by Jake Taylor. And Aldershot need to play this one carefully, because if they're too bold in the counter-attack, they could get picked off. Here's Frost winning the ball, and he wins a free kick as well, when all he actually did, in my opinion, was pull his legs out of the way for the contact he thought was coming.
Completely agree. Yeah, completely agree.
Oh, Eastleigh 1, Aldershot 0. It's never an easy life, is it, Aldershot Town fans? Woking are 1-0 up against Dorking as well. Ricky Corboa. Oldham have had a player sent off against Solihull, where it's still 0-0, and it's York City 0, Rochdale 1. Tyrese Sinclair with the goal. Aldershot have a throw. It's taken and spread over to the left-hand side, and they're keeping possession pretty well here, but now they've given it away. I think it was Barlow, wasn't it, that was sent through on the number 10?
Yeah, I think so.
And you could see the hesitation from Van Stappenschroef, but when he came, the one thing he had to do was make contact with the ball, and he's jumping at 6'5" with a player that's about 5'9" at a push.
Well, he misjudged the bounce of the ball, didn't he? That was the problem.
Here's Glover clipping the ball out to the right hand side, and it's too strong, and Aaron Jones can't keep it in.
I think the biggest key now, Rob, 40. So, we're tiptoeing up to that 41-minute mark. Let's get to the half now and just let Tommy just regroup the players. That's the biggest key. Just get to the half, even if you're 1-0 down. Just get to the half.
The TNT Sports cameras showing inside the Aldershot dressing room, and Van Stappenschroef hangs his head. Here's Kwame Thomas looking to find Josh Stokes. Oh, and he shoots wide, and it's a good effort, a good chance for shots, just stroked by Thomas into the path of Stokes, who ran onto the ball on the edge of the penalty area And he'd be really disappointed to miss the target from there.
He will be really disappointed, and he took it first time as well, Rob, with the ball coming across his body, which is okay, but you just think with a guy with the natural ability, Josh Stokes, could he have took that touch? I reckon he could have got that touch away and then gone back across goal.
Well, if you wanted a couple of advantages as a team down on your luck, you've got them. Opposition down to 10 men. Free kick in the goal, 1-0. Here's Kwame Thomas spreading the ball out to Glover. Glover's adjudged to have fouled the bald captain, the number 8, Jake Taylor. And it'll be a free kick to Eastleigh just inside their own half. And you really did feel, as tight as it was, Matt, that at some point the shots 11 against 11 would probably score. You know, you're less confident of Eastleigh scoring after the start they'd had to the season. But now they've got the double whammy, an extra man and a goal head start. And it's just what they might point to change their luck this season. Here's Rutherford playing the ball down the line, looking for Boldvine, who's got Harris for company. Harris hassles him, so he goes back to Taylor, and Taylor goes back to Francillette. Francillette across to Langston, and Eastleigh can do this. They can do it as much as they like. They can just keep pushing it from one side to the other. They know that they're going to have in that equation an extra man. It's a frustrated looking Tommy Widrington on the Aldershot Town bench. I've just picked up on the TV cameras. There's a poor touch from Quigley. Loses out to Rowe. Rowe to Aaron Jones. Ball breaks nicely for Tyler Frost, who's running at the Eastleigh defence now. That looks a bit of a heavy touch, but Stokes might get there. He does. He plays it off the Eastleigh defender, Francillette, I think it is. And is behind for an Aldershot corner, the 4th or 5th one of the afternoon. And as we approach the half-time point here, it was actually Nabwukai, sorry, who put it behind the corner. Now we're going to have a left-footed, in-swinging Ollie Harfield corner in the 44th minute. In it comes from Harfield, headed up in the air by an Eastleigh player and caught by McDonnell. And so every single one of the shots, 5 corners, has been met by an Eastleigh player, as well as a couple of free kicks into that part of the area as well. And that's frustrating for the Shots, who have been frustrated. And I don't think we've got any strong arguments against the referee's decision at all. There's no foul there by Glover, according to the ref. Harris then does win a free kick. Thinks about taking it early. Ref says you've got to go back anyway. And now he takes it short to Harfield. And you do wonder if the wounded part of Aldershot wants to go forward and get an equaliser straight away, and perhaps the match mentality might suggest otherwise. Just get to half-time at 1-0. Here's Stokes with the ball at his feet, giving the ball into Thomas, who gives it straight away. And now he's battling hard to try and win it back, but he can't. And Langston will feed Lee Hodson, who's playing in the left-back position this afternoon. We'll have a chat with Matt Foote when we get to half-time about how Aldershot might approach the second half. But before then,
there will be a minimum of 5.
we're going to have 5 added minutes. It's kind of par for the course almost these days. And TNT Sports are actually doing an interview with one of the Aldershot management team at the moment during the half. His name escapes me, it's the bald one.
Hugo?
Sorry?
Hugo or Richard?
It's Hugo. It's definitely not Richard. I recognise Richard.
Hugo.
All right, Eastleigh have got the ball. We're into 5 added minutes. Ball through the middle. Should go all the way through to Tollad, who leaves it and lets it run behind. The Eastleigh crowd are jeering him because he's had one shot to attempt to save, and he watched it onto the crossbar. He definitely watched it. He didn't try to get it, did he?
No, he watched it, and it wasn't in the corner, but that's why you're not going to be harsh on him. You know, he's standing up and doing the job for his team here, and fair play to him for doing that.
The Oldham player, by the way, that got sent off probably won't be a massive surprise, Mike Fondop. So we are a couple of minutes into a minimum of 5 added on. It's ball forward from shots. It's cut out quite easily by Hodson. He exchanges passes with Barlow. And now Baldwin's involved, and Eastleigh have the opportunity to dominate possession, dominate territory. They have the goal, precious goal lead. Skipping inside, finds Baldwin. Baldwin trying to get the ball back on his right foot, comes back to Quigley. Quigley wants to get a shot away with his left foot. Comes out to Taylor, and it's well saved by Laurent Talage into his midriff. The ball nearly escaped his clutches. Taylor made sure he got it on target. The first save for Laurent Talage, and he'll feel an awful lot better for that. Plays it short into the feet of Frost. Frost out to the left-hand side, misses out Glover, and marauds forward, finds Glover again, and now makes another run up the left flank, and Glover comes backwards. Harfield finds Frost again. Frost out to the left-hand side. Glover picks it up, plays it back to Harfield. Harfield inside to Frost. Very difficult for Aldershot to pierce the Eastleigh defence now. Very difficult for them to create chances now. A man left, a man less. Rowe finds Frost through the middle. Heavy touch from him. Ball rebounds kindly for Eastleigh and goes all the way through to McDonnell. And it remains Eastleigh 1, Aldershot Town 0. And McDonnell has the ball.
Surprised with the lack of urgency there, Rob. I think when you've got 10 men in the home team here, you've got another 9 in goal, you think maybe could they push and try and get a second for half time. They've surprised me a little bit here, Eastleigh.
Yeah, ball forward from the keeper's cut out by Glover. Kwame Thomas tries to get, what's the referee seen now? Given free kick to Eastleigh, just inside the Aldershot Town half. Not quite sure what he saw there. Maybe it was an infringement by Kwame Thomas. Now Eastleigh take it quickly through Taylor. I'm not sure if Taylor's wearing the armband. I can't see one. Has he changed? Has the new manager given a skipper's armband to someone else? I wonder. Maybe he's just forgotten to put it on, or maybe it slipped underneath the sleeve of his shirt. Here he is in possession, going back to Langston, moving towards the end of the first half now. Baldwin picking the ball up. He's up against Harries. Glover tries to help it on down the line. Can't. The ball's in touch. And it will be a throw-in, I think, to Eastleigh, almost level with the edge of the Aldershot Town penalty area. And take it quickly. Ball's exchanged between Rutherford and Taylor, and Maguire, the scorer of the Eastleigh goal, just clipped in his free kick. Ball into Quigley, takes it down on his chest and evades the challenge of Haji Minoga, still holding it up. Goes back to Rutherford. He's up against Minoga. Minoga needs to be careful he doesn't give away a foul here. And ball's played back. Quigley picks it up, drifts the ball in left-footed. It will bypass everybody, drift behind the goal for a goal kick to Shots. And just about everywhere else it is half-time in the National League. It's goalless between Wealdstone and Dagenham, and it's Fylde 0, Altrincham 2. It's goalless at Halifax and Gateshead, and Woking are 1-0 up against Dorking. The 5 minutes added is up here. Tolaj takes the goal kick, and it's a huge one. And that is half-time, and it's a very satisfied Eastleigh home crowd who've got a man advantage now, and they've got a goal advantage, but it's a very frustrated Aldershot Town side, Mapfoot, and understandably so.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Aldershot did start the game with slightly the better of the two teams, but the key moments. And
make this a quick one because they're coming to me on radio.
The key moments change game jobs, and Eastleigh coming to the half 1-0 up.
Yeah. Well, it's more than a goal. First, what happened first, Cameron, was that Aldershot Town's goalkeeper Jordi van Stappershoef came flying out of his area to try and make contact with the ball on a 50-50, but unfortunately only made contact with Aidan Barlow, and the referee decided it was serious enough to award a free kick and a red card to van Stappershoef. From the resulting free kick, with Aldershot not having a goalkeeper on the bench, they brought on Lauren Talage for Tommy Willard. He went in goal, he donned the jersey and the gloves, and the free kick was lifted over the wall and in off the underside of the crossbar, so it's a double whammy for the shots. They're a man down and a goal down. They've seen it out to half time comfortably enough. Eastleigh probably a little unsure how to play with the lead because they've barely had one so far this season, but the shots are up against it here at the Silver Lake, Cameron, at half time. It's Eastleigh 1, Aldershot Town 0.
Sorry, man, we've got this.
So Matt, we tried to come to you for a rundown there, and of course we clashed with the half-time report, but let me just start by offering you my feelings and then tell me how you feel and how Aldershot need to go about this. It just feels like whenever anything's heading in the right direction at Aldershot, something comes along to smack it in the face, and that's what's happened today. It's difficult to sit here and be too critical of Van Stappershoef. We could see he had a moment's hesitation whether to come out or not. Ultimately that hesitation is what cost him not getting there. Who'd be a goalkeeper, But you know, in coming out, he either had to make contact with the ball or block the opposition player from getting on it, and he managed neither. And you know, it's how do you feel about it? Was it fair? Are Aldershot right to go into games without a goalkeeper on the bench, and how do they go for it second half? The floor is yours.
Well, first and foremost, Bob, yeah, in my opinion, it's the correct decision, because I do believe he's then having not won the ball and taken the man out, he has then stopped a clear goal scoring opportunity. So for me, it is absolutely the right decision. It is a red card. You know, how do I feel about it? Well, let's be honest. So not having a goalkeeper on the bench, not having a goalkeeper on the bench, we've done that every single game this season. That's down to Tommy, and that's down to Tommy Richardson, and that's maybe a question that he will have to answer. Or whether he'll maybe on the back say, would he look to then change that going forward? Who knows? Time will tell. But yeah, no, I think Aldershot will be very, very frustrated, because I actually thought they were doing okay. Well, you know, there was a couple of areas, i.e. set pieces, we won't get on the end of. But on the same token, Jordy had made one good save and he's down to his left with that strong left arm. You know, but being away from home and stopping Eastleigh from one clear stop opportunity, I think they would have taken that. But now it's a massive hill to climb. And how will they go about it? That was the other question, wasn't it? Yeah. It will be very, very interesting. I think for me, they're going to have one or two ways. They'll either stick with Thomas up top and they'll use him as a whole player, and then they'll see, can they get Stokes to lay the ball off to him that way? Or will they then now look to bring Barham on and maybe look to go down the channels and hassle down the channels and get further up the pitch that way? So it'll be interesting to see which way they go about it. Me personally, I don't think there'll be a change at half time. Especially as it's still in this National League, it's only 3 subs per game, and we've already made 1. So I don't think they will do, but I do think Barham will come into the frame and turn stage. I think for me, the rub is exactly what you said earlier with that Liverpool. Anyone that watched that Liverpool game is exactly the way I think Aldershot go about. Can they stand the game? Can they stand the game to like 70 minutes, play on the counter attack, and then can we get out of it with maybe a point, or if you are Liverpool, nick all 3? It's going to be a real tough challenge, So Eastleigh will now be the strong favourites to go on and win this game with the situation it is. But one thing, you're not going to get a Tommy Winston side that crumbles, and I do believe they will crumble. It's just whether can they find that next goal, because that next goal is now massive. If Eastleigh get it, for me that'll be game set match. If Aldershot get it, with their record that they've been not won, or will it become a little bit nervous time? Let's call it that.
Yeah, fair enough. Little bit of deflation then in the commentary box here. Aldershot's season looked as if it was on the up, and I'm not going to say they were dominating. It was pretty even, 11 against 11. Both sides had 3 or 4 half chances, no absolute clear-cut ones, but then a moment of, what should we call it, indecision really, from Jordi van Stappershoef. Ball over the top from Eastleigh. And the thing Aldershot have been prone to conceding one ball straight through the middle. And Van Stappershoef slightly delaying his decision to come, and when he came, making firm contact with Aidan Barlow. And the referee saw it. He saw it as serious enough to give a red card. What's going through my mind, Matt, was he definitely got there just outside the penalty area.
Yeah.
Might the ref, ironically, have been more lenient had it been a yard inside the penalty area?
Probably would have been a yellow.
And would he then perhaps have given a penalty in the yellow and felt that was enough?
I think he would have done, because of the double jeopardy rule. So they would have said, if it had been in the box, it would have been, had he made a genuine attempt to win the ball. If the answer is yes to that question, it's then a yellow card, because they now deem that the red card and the penalty to be too much of an unfair advantage.
Yeah,
But the key was it was outside the box. That's the key.
Yeah, and in all fairness, you know, whether there's a red card or not, as the defence team looking to keep the clean sheet or not concede, you'd always rather give away a free kick than a penalty. But credit though to Chris Maguire, who stepped up and lifted it over the wall, and it's like time stopped, wasn't it? But we just watched the ball hit the underside of the crossbar and find its way in. And so half-time here at the Silver Lake, it's Eastleigh 1, Aldershot Town 0, and Aldershot, who haven't lost here at the Silver Lake in 8 visits, are in serious danger of doing so today. Matt Foote and myself, Rob, will be back with you in, 7 or 8 minutes' time for the second half. Half-time scoreline 1-0 to the Spitfires. Just every time you feel that we're heading in the right direction, something disastrous happens. There was nothing in the game, was there? 3 chances each. They would have been.
Around about 2 minutes left on each game. 1-0 Blues on the west and 1-0 Red and Whites on the east. Good defended by Proco against Ditchfield, and it's a second goal for Ditchfield. Sticking his foot out and putting the ball down the centre of the net.
And being the man up and
2-0 Ditchfield.
We've seen it so many times down at 7 men. We just don't take advantage of it. So I don't like being 7 men.
We saw that as well. We haven't got goalkeeper, have we?
Well, we've got
Yeah, we've got a number 9.
It's been an outfield play. I don't think it made any difference for the goalkeeper. He just talks rubbish all the time.
How long we got?
I didn't hear any of what he was saying, so then.
How long we got?
About a minute left in 4 games. And Proco just equalised. Proco 1, Shoalin 1. Last 30 seconds in both games.
I know Aki Fen was the one in the middle. And I can't remember.
My whistle will end both games. 10 seconds remaining.
Did you have any complaints about the
Third and fourth place playoff ended 1-1.
Did you see him momentarily hesitate to come out?
Shoot out
That's what cost him. And then even when he came late, he either had to block the guy's path or get there. You are?
It's 1-1, we have to play on. Sorry.
You're 6'5" going up against, was it Barlow, was it? 5'10".
think it just makes it fast to see why you might have 7 subs at this level. They have 7 subs and step behind.
Ladies and gents, give all 4 teams a massive round of applause as they leave the pitch this afternoon. The Under Pros Festival. In place playoff, Kitchener 3, Proco nil, and in the 3rd, 4th place playoff, it was 1-1 between Proco and Sholin. The 50-50 draw has been made, and ticket 13574 has won £343.50 if you have that winning ticket. Thank you once for the club shop. Please check them out or after the game and pick up your £343.50. Ticket 13574.
Yeah. Well, one thing he can do is he's got good striking already, so he gets a lot of power behind it and the shots are outside.
Right, the shots are back out on the pitch, all 10 of them. Let's run through that 10 for you. In goal, Laurent Tolaj. Yes, you heard me correctly if you just tuned in. Jordi van Stappershoef sent off in the 35th minute. Harries, Minoga and Rowe, the centre-backs. Harfield, Glover, Frost and Jones across the middle. And then Stokes doing his best to support Thomas in attack, playing a 4-4-1-1 really. Would you see it that way, Matt Foot?
Yeah, I think I would. I think as when the players set up in their positions, we'll get a bit more of an understanding, but when the players that are out there, that would be the obvious one, the 4-4-1-1, yeah. 4-4-1, sorry.
Sorry, I meant to say a 3-4-1-1 is what I meant to say.
4-4-1-1.
Yeah. Eastleigh back out for the second half, and well, I mean, they've got all the ingredients they want. The previous manager's gone, so they can see it as a new start. They're a goal up, they're a man up, and they're on TV and they're in their own backyard. So Eastleigh have got to be looking to kick on here and not only put 3 points on the board, but probably improve their goal difference. As for the Aldershot, well, Matt and I have already touched on it as Paul McCallum out injured for Eastleigh. He's been interviewed by Jeff Brazier on the halfway line, and Jeff's done really well there because I know Paul McCallum does not like being interviewed. I managed to get him once at Solihull, but he's not a big fan of it. Okay, Eastleigh's lineup I believe is unchanged, and why would they change it? It's a 4-4-2, McDonald in goal, back four left to right, Hodgson, Francilet, Langston and Rutherford. Midfield four left to right, Barlow, Nwabukai, Taylor and Baldwin, and Scott Quigley playing up front with Chris Maguire in behind him in the number 10 position. It's more Baldwin actually that's supporting Quigley, and Maguire is a little bit more in midfield. Here's Quigley holding the ball up, gives it to Jake Taylor. Glover does well to challenge him, and the ball wriggles wide to Harfield. He goes back to Tolaj. Tolaj plays it out to Kobe Rowan. He just looks a confident boy, doesn't he, Tolaj? Even though he's playing in goal, he looks like, yeah, I've got this sort of thing. Oh, that's a poor pass from Tyler Frost. It was meant for Harries, but it didn't find him. It only found the goal scorer, Maguire. So Eastleigh wrestled possession back a little bit too easily. Misplaced pass from Tyler Frost, and now they build on the right side into Quigley and back out again to Rutherford, who skipped away already from Glover. Plays the ball forward, and there's a shirt tug by Baldwin on Haji Minoga, which I would have thought the referee could spot easily. He's on the same angle as us, but he didn't give it. Shots have kept possession, and they've got it with Rowe. Rowe to Aaron Jones, and gets it back again. And Eastleigh still playing the four men across the back, even though they're only really marking outright Thomas. Stokes drifting between the lines. Shots with the ball down the line, chased now by Thomas, put into touch by Francilet, and it'll be a throw in to Aldershot. Level with the left hand edge of the Eastleigh penalty area as they look at it. And Chesterfield's comeback is not quite complete, but they've levelled at 2-2 against Hartlepool. Harfield got the ball from Stokes, gave the ball to Glover, gives the ball back to Harries, down the line to Harfield, and Harfield wriggles and turns and plays the ball to Stokes, and the ball comes off of Taylor, and Stokes retrieves. It'll be another throw to the shots. They're at the right end of the pitch, and they've got some possession, and that'll be useful. It's going to be a long second half with 10 men. Can they hang in there? Can they be so cheeky as to get themselves level with 10 men? Here's Harfield trying to get a cross in. That's cut out by Taylor and goes into touch for a third consecutive throw for Aldershot Town. Eastleigh 1, Aldershot Town 0. The goal coming in the 35th minute after the sending off in the 34th of Jordi van Stappershoef. Quigley with the ball inside to Nwabukai. He goes back to Francilet. Plays it out to Rutherford in the right back position. Taylor through the middle to Maguire, sends it out to Rutherford, who's been really busy, hasn't he? Busy, lively figure, perhaps the most lively for Eastleigh. Feeds Baldwin, who comes back to Maguire. Maguire's going to send it across. That deflects up in the air. Tyler Frost there to head it away. Glover helps it on, back in from Hodgson, helped on by Baldwin, headed away by Frost. Touchdown by Stokes into the path of Glover, and Glover finds Harfield, who drifts the ball into the left flank for Kwame Thomas to chase, and Joe McDonald just gets there first, but his clearance is poor and goes into touch. Throw into the shots, whose fans are really trying to get behind the mat over there on the far side, saying, come on boys, you can still do this, you're still in it.
Yeah, absolutely, full credit to them. They're still in loud boys, still up to two sets of fans. You can hear in the box probably so far. It probably is that red and blue army over there in the corner. So, but I think what Aldershot are going to do, Rob, I think when the Eastleigh have the ball, they'll be very, very disciplined and sit in them banks that we've spoken about in the past. And then I think going forward,
Harfield does well, heads it on, Matt, to Kwame Thomas down by the corner flag. He goes back to Harfield. Harfield to Glover. Glover across the middle third, looks one way then the other, almost gives it away. Harries feeds Harfield, he's not going to be able to get that. Poor ball. Shots had a really good spell of a couple of minutes of possession there. They'll be pleased and encouraged by that, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. But what the really, really disappointing thing was there, and I got frustrated about it, is that's a simple pass out there, and you've got to be making them when you don't want to let Eastleigh off the hook that easily.
Minoga to Rowe. Rowe may well have to go back to Tolaj here, thinks better of it, and gives the ball to Aaron Jones, who gives it back to him. Now he sends it down the line. It's an awful pass from Rowe, and Eastleigh come again on the left side. And now they'll switch it over to the right hand side. I don't think it was a top spectacle in the first half, but a text from Adam Virgo at half time said sending off's killed the game. And he's not wrong, is he?
He's not wrong, no, not at all.
Here's Quigley spreading the ball out to the left hand side. And look, it's only right now, and they've probably been told to just take it easy, keep the ball, stay in the game, you know, just wait, Aldershot will get more desperate, etc. But Eastleigh have looked really poor in the opening 4 minutes, 5 minutes in the second half, haven't they?
You know,
they look like they don't know what to do with the lead. You know?
And if you're as an Eastleigh persuasion, if you're in there as an Eastleigh member of staff, what's the one thing you're saying? Well, test Tollage, let's test him out, let's test him, let's get at him, let's see what he's about.
Good take on his chest by Stokes. The ball runs free, but Frost picks it up.
Oh, come on.
And then Glover gives it away to Barlow and just nicks him for a foul. I'm getting flashbacks, listeners. I don't know if any of you can remember, but of Aldershot having a man sent off quite early here in a match and getting a 0-0 out of it. It's coming back to me. Do you remember
Cody
that?
Lyons Foster sent off.
It might have been. Yeah, it might well have been. I can't 100% remember. But it is 1-0 to the home side. And we are 6 minutes into the second half. And they have a free kick now, which Hodgson is going to take. Sending it into the penalty area. Kwame Thomas gets first contact. Tyler Frost gets second. Volleys it forward. And Rutherford will pick it up on halfway with no other Aldershot Town players near him. So shots, nothing really to show for their 2.5 games on the road so far. They're trying to stay in this one. Here's Nwabukai sending it out to the left hand side to Hodgson. Running against his man. Good tackle on the edge of the area. Frost picks it up, then loses it again. Then the ball's poked out to the right. Jake Taylor will try a shot. That deflects off of Harfield. Ball bounces kindly back down to Taylor. Clips the ball in. Header is wide, and Kobe Rose should get there first. He gets the first touch, but he can't get onto his own touch. And Eastleigh will have a throw as we approach the 52nd minute mark, and it's taken quickly. Barlow back to Hodgson. Hodgson to Nwabukai. And Nwabukai across to Rutherford, who's got plenty of space on the right hand side. Aldershot out of possession. And getting 8 men behind the ball. Stokes is staying up to keep a little bit of a focal point with Thomas. Ball in from the right from Eastleigh. Headed down by Minoga. Almost picked up by Barlow, but then cleared away by Kean Harris. And Hodgson does well just to get the ball away from Thomas quickly and over to the right hand side where he's found Jake Taylor. I guess if you're an Eastleigh fan, you probably don't care too much how pretty it is as long as you get the job done and they get the points in their first win of the season.
And that's the worry for probably both sets of fans a little bit now, because the game, you know, it might kill the game a little bit. But if it is a little bit ugly, he's offside, sorry. But no, if it is a little bit ugly though, what I would say, that would probably suit Aldershot the better. You know, like Aldershot probably want to turn this into a bit of an ugly game now. So can they stay into it? And then, like, you know, that last 20 is where I think you might see them start to become a little bit more adventurous if they can keep it that way for another 17 minutes or so.
Yeah, Aldershot take the defensive free kick. Rowe inside to Haji Minoga. Eventually gives it back to him, and then Rowe gives it back to Minoga again. Frost comes short, gets it, gives it. It's almost like a stalemate, the game, innit? Eastleigh have got what they want, a lead in the points. Aldershot don't want to overcommit, but they are trying to keep plenty of the ball, Aldershot. And here's Glover inside to Stokes. Stokes to Kwame Thomas. Thomas to Glover. Glover out left to Harfield, and the ball in is cut out. Is that handball? Cheers from the Aldershot fans. Nothing given other than the corner. Matt, your take? I couldn't see from here.
No, I've got to be honest, I haven't seen the handball in there. You know, Aldershot have done that corner. You know, our fans were going to appeal for it, players are going to appeal for it. We've got our backs against the wall, but I didn't see a handball. I've got to say it as I see it.
Corner is to be taken by Ryan Glover. Referee wants a word, I think, with Rowe and Francillette, who are having a little bit of a pushing and a shoving match. And points his finger as if to say no more. Jack Barham's taken instruction down here. He is going to come on as you predicted. Here's the corner in from Glover, headed away by Nwabukai, and Josh Stokes Well, he tries to go for the lunging tackle on halfway, and he's unsurprisingly been shown a yellow card, and that's the perfect example of a yellow card for the team. That one.
He's taken one for the team there, and you know that's one of them ones you say that's a good booking to take, isn't it? You know, a player like Josh Stokes, you know, he's not going to be known for his defensive duty. He's running back towards his own goal there, so he's gone to ground. He took the man out, and he took a yellow card for the team to stop an easy, dangerous counter attack.
I really hope that Josh Stokes stays on. I fear that he might not, but I think with a man less and only one striker, I think you need somebody with his kind of ability to
creativity. Creativity as well.
Yeah, creativity, exactly that. Yeah. I mean, I completely agree. You want Barham on there, running around and snapping at the heels and chasing lost causes. Would they go without a focal point of Kwame Thomas? I don't know. 1-2 for Eastleigh on the left-hand side. Ball into the area, and Tolaj lackadaisically tries to clear it with his feet. I'm not sure if he made any contact or not. It went across him. He wasn't interested in putting his hands on it on that stage. Another cross into the box from Eastleigh. Should be won by the head of Rowe. The ball's up towards Thomas, but Jake Taylor cuts it out and feeds Langston. Eastleigh are going to have large periods of possession. Oh, well done there, Tyler Frost. Unloading Nwabuka in possession, but then he couldn't get the ball under control. Eastleigh win it back, and they go back to Joe McDonnell. Don't think it's going to be a pretty watch this second half. The first wasn't, and for different reasons the second half probably won't be. And as Matt Foote said, all Aldershot can do at the moment is stay in the game and hope that somewhere in the half a chance comes along and they take it. Eastleigh in possession inside their own half. Cody Lyons-Foster was indeed sent off after 36 minutes, almost the same minute of his debut at Eastleigh. Is Eastleigh getting in? Tolaj clears his lines. The ball falls to Harries, it goes to Glover, and then it's given away by Tolaj, but good recovery from Harries, and Aldershot playing 1-2s in their own area. Ball up towards Kwame Thomas. He's looking to hold it up, and he manages to beat Francelette to it and put it into touch for a throw to Eastleigh, and we are going to see Jack Barham, and who is coming up. So Aldershot are going to take off Kobe Rowe. Now that's a brave decision for Tommy Widrington. Kobe Rowe's coming off, Jack Barham's coming on, so he's going to say, right, do you know what? I don't think that we're out of this yet. Stokes playing in behind Barham and Thomas now. Okay, Stokes might have to play a bit more of a midfield role.
Okay, so we're going to go to a back four then, aren't we?
Absolutely. Here's Stokes on the ball, holding it up. He's on a yellow card. He needs to make sure he just keeps his head, which he always looks like he will do. Here's Barham jumping, misses the ball. Kwame Thomas is onto it though. Fresh inspiration for the shots. Thomas keeps it in play, goes back to Aaron Jones. Jones finds Frost. Tries the ball up the right. He's asking an awful lot of Kwame Thomas there. Is Tyler Frost. And I think a sense of a little bit of excitement. So it's interesting there. They're almost saying to Eastleigh, if you want to dominate against us, you're going to have to get more players forward, because we're going to go to 4 at the back now.
It's a 4-3-2, I think it's going to be. Yeah, and I think what you'll see, I think the Stokes will drop into that 3 when we haven't got the ball, and like the position he's taken up there, he's still lingering in that number 10 role as we look at it right now. But I think when on the transition,
it's a 4-2-1-2, but Stokes is obviously going to have to do some work back in midfield.
Yeah, he will have to drop in.
That's how they're lining up right now to receive this goal kick. We are approaching the hour mark. It's still Eastleigh 1, Aldershot 0. There's a minute and a half to go until the hour is up. But 1-0 to Eastleigh, and Aldershot staying in the game right now. Here's Quigley with a cross in from the left, taken down by Baldwin. He plays it back to Nwabukai. Back heel onto his left foot and shoots wide. And it was that close, Matt, that some of the cries from this stand were cheers for goals.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like, to be honest, Rob, as that ball went in, I thought that was destined for the corner, but luckily, if you're in Aldershot Town watching listening, it has gone just wide of that far post now for a goal kick for Aldershot Town. But he had a lot of space there on the edge of the box to get his shot away. He worked it nicely onto his left foot, just curled a little bit too much, agonising past that far post.
A few other goals elsewhere. Oldham 0, Solihull Moors 1, Fylde 1, Altrincham 2. It's Bromley 2, Southend 1. And I think I was just about to say, yeah, Cody Lyons Foster was sent off after 36 minutes of his debut at Eastleigh on August Bank Holiday 2017. We drew 0-0. So not only did it happen before, it happened in near enough the same minute, and it happened on the August Bank Holiday weekend as well. Thanks, Pete Stamford. Wealdstone 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 1. Daggers got their first goal, of course, the other day. Tollad just watched 2 shots. One's gone over his head and in off the bar, and the other one's gone wide of his post. And he's made a save somewhere as well. Here's Barham chasing the ball. It's too much on it. It'll go behind the goal, away to our right, and it'll be a goal kick to Eastleigh. And we are past the hour mark now, and it remains Eastleigh 1, Aldershot Town 0. And Nick Horton has scored that Fylde goal, 2-1 down at home to Altrincham. I think he's up to 3 or 4 for the season now. Shots top scorer, of course, is Josh Stokes with 3 already, including 2 on Saturday. Shots fans beginning to find their voice again. Quigley heads on. Harris clears really well. Offside given against Stokes, coming back from an offside position. Free kick to Eastleigh. Level with Matt and I, some 15 yards into the Eastleigh half. Yeah, with that substitution of Barham coming on and taking the defender off, I think it's given the Aldershot Town fans a lift. I mean, if they concede again, they concede again, but they've got to try and find a way to get a goal out of this game to give themselves a chance of anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. They're not just going to sit here and roll over and get beat 1-0. They'll come up with a plan at the half, and I'll come to you, Rob.
Here's Quigley to the edge of the area. Finds Hodgson. Hodgson squares it. It's cut out by Minoga. Does well, brings it down. Gives it to Jones. Jones finds Frost. Frost clips the ball out to the right, and that finds touch. It's York 1, Rochdale 1, but York City have had a player sent off. We'll wait and see exactly who that is when the news filters through. 23 minutes past 4, but 62 minutes gone here at the Silver Lake Stadium. Eastleigh 1, Aldershot Town 0. You're listening to Rob Worrell and Matt Foot on BBC Radio Surrey Sport. Here's Jake Taylor sending the ball out to the right hand side for Rutherford. Rutherford finds Maguire, the scorer of the goal. Exchanges passes, he's in again, shoots, and his shot is deflected wide, and it will be a corner to Eastleigh, who probably for the first time, Matt, 15, 16, 17 minutes into the second half, for the first time in the second half, starting to dominate a bit.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is going to be a dangerous situation for Aldershot to take on. You've lost your presence now in Rowe, you've lost your presence in Geordie, and in the first half they were winning every contact when we had the corner, so Aldershot have to stay really switched on here.
Corner then to Eastleigh, right-footed outswinger, and it's in. It's Enzio Baldwin, I think, with the header. Eastleigh have won every set piece put into the box at either end. They do so again on this occasion. Enzio Baldwin with the lovely headed finish. No chance for Tolaj in the shots goal. And in the 64th minute, it's Eastleigh 2, Aldershot Town 0.
Fizz ball into the near post, and it's one of them ones flick on into the far corner. And, and I was literally just saying I was very worried about our height presence now with Rowe and Geordie off. And all set pieces, all game, Eastleigh have been by far the superior. Whether it's been a nice watch or not, one thing where Eastleigh have been more superior is and set pieces.
Just watching a replay of the goal, he's got between 2 shots players. He's headed it in rather comfortably, and Tolaj was, well, let's just say a little bit statuesque. Here's Aidan Barlow trying to get the ball through to Maguire in the area, but Harfield's done really well to win it, and he feeds Glover. And a difficult afternoon has just got more difficult for shots. Eastleigh had not looked comfortable at all with their one-man advantage until the last couple of minutes. Cranked it up a little bit, got themselves a corner, and all too easily have headed home. Eastleigh 2, shots 0. Jones down the line for Kwame Thomas to chase. It's headed behind, and it'll be a corner to shots at the other end. Good chasing from Thomas, and Baldwin, no stranger to playing well in TV matches. He did so in the past for Notts County. He's been, of course, at Sutton in the meantime. And Aldershot then with this corner. Faint hopes of getting up their first point on the road now this season. Looks like they're heading for a third defeat. 2-0 down to 10 men. But here's Harfield with the corner. In it comes, headed away again by Quigley. Out as far as Glover. Glover feeds Stokes. Stokes to Harfield, and Harfield with a cross into the box. Headed up in the air. Frost jumps. The ball breaks free. And Haji Minoga is battling with his man, and he might well get a yellow card here as well. He says to the referee, I think the guy's faking it, but the referee settles for the free kick, and it's Fran Sillette who's gone down and now making sure that some time is used up as well. It wasn't much of a coming together, Matt, between Minoga and Fran Sillette. What was your take on it?
Yeah, no, they tried to break on the counter attack, and it for me it is a foul, because Minoga's gone in from behind. So you're going in from behind, you don't win 110% of the ball, 100% of the ball. The referee this day and age, they're going to give free kicks, and so yeah, it's a free kick. And that's probably about all it was for me. Maybe it did warrant a yellow. It's one
I've just seen the replay. And Fran Sillette literally throws himself to the ground. No contact at all from Minoga. So he's. Look, you see, there's no contact there. But he may have stumbled. He may have fell awkwardly. He certainly went down clutching the front of his thigh, and he's receiving treatment. And there's some issues between the Shots fans and the stewards there over on the far side, as I think they were close to the incident and trying to make their voices heard. Shots players have come over, and Aldershot are going to make a change, and it's a clever change. I like this. Kwame Thomas saves using another substitute. Kwame Thomas, who probably hasn't played much football, as an outfield player would probably need to go off soon. He's going to go in goal, and Lauren Talaj is going to go up top. Yeah. And I like that.
Yeah, it's an intelligent.
I mean, we're clutching at straws here for anything Aldershot, but that's a smart decision.
It's
I like
that. Very smart decision, because as you say, Thomas hasn't played much football, so whether he's got the legs to get through a 90, whereas Talaj will still be fresh, won't he? So yeah, no, it's going to be very interesting move, very intelligent move as well, and also it gives us a chance to get our number 9 right up the far end of the pitch where we want him to be.
Yeah. It's all, well, to be honest, Aldershot were coping pretty well with the 10 men for the first 14 minutes or so of the second half, but then Eastleigh got forward. In truth, they'd looked a bit clueless going forward with the extra man, Eastleigh, but they got forward, won a corner, and it was sent in left-footed, and to be fair to him, Enzio Baldwin jumped superbly between two Shots defenders and cushioned his header into the far post past Laurent Talaj in goal. Aldershot have just made another change, but it's not a substitute. It's quite a clever one from Tommy Widrington. Kwame Thomas, who'd been playing up front today, and it's his first start, he probably would have been due to come off as an outfield player, but he's now donned the gloves. And Laurent Talaj has come out of goal and is once again playing as a striker. We see the sight of Fran Sillette hobbling off here for Eastleigh. His game is over, but it remains now, thanks to that second goal from Eastleigh. Eastleigh 2, Shots 0, 68.5 minutes gone, and it's proving to be a difficult afternoon down at the Silver Lake for the Shots. Well, I apologise if I did any injustice to Fran Sillette. I've seen the replays and I can barely see any contact between Minoga and him, and I just wonder if he just twisted and fell awkwardly. But that's the end of his afternoon, and Charlie Carter, the creative player, Matt, is going to get the chance to come on, and ironically might work out quite well for Eastleigh, mightn't it, because they could afford to take a centre back off.
They can, he's a very creative player, he's a very good footballer. I think he scored against Aldershot here last season himself. Charlie Carter, very clever footballer. I've seen him a couple of times, and he's a footballer I do rate.
Alright, well, it's all going on here. Lots of stewards in amongst the Aldershot fans. So I don't really know what the incident is that's occurred over on the far side. It's difficult to tell without being able to hear of it. And well, the shots battle on, but it's getting ever more difficult. What about this for a surprise scoreline in the National League? Oxford City 1, Borehamwood 0. Oxford City yet to get a win. Here's a knockdown, and there's a chance for Baldwin to double his tally for the day. No offside flag. He sticks it away right on the 70-minute mark. Eastleigh 3, Aldershot Town 0.
That one's a little bit disappointing, but just after the restart, it's just a simple ball into the edge of the Aldershot 18-yard box. And I know we've spoken about that high pressing again, but he kits up and wins the knockdown against Minogue and Harris, who, by the way, are both really good in the air as well. So I think Tommy will be very, very disappointed with that one. I think when there's been a break in play for the injury, and then it's just that Route 1 football, that's too easy, that's too soft from the Aldershot Town persuasion.
Barnet 2, Ebbsfleet 1, York City 1, Rochdale 2. It's a double-double for Tyrese Sinclair this weekend. And Halifax 0, Gateshead 0 on 65 minutes, but Gateshead are down to 10 men. And for Aldershot now, well, a lot of the supporters, well, they're not conducting themselves very well there at all, over away to our right. Meanwhile, Stewards getting involved in that, and the Shots fans responding to some goading by the Eastleigh fans. Yeah, Eastleigh 3, Shots 0, and it's turning into a bit of a disastrous afternoon for the Shots. And as bold as that last change was, and as clever as it was, Matt, Aldershot Town would probably do well to get themselves in a low block now and try and keep it at 3.
Yeah, I think now, just make sure everyone.
Yeah, here's Harry's feeding the ball out to Harfield. Harfield forward, Tolaj will chase, but it'll run out of pitch.
Yeah, I was going to say there, Bob. I know a lot of people might say that it's a bit of a negative process for me, but you're 3-0 down. You ain't got a goalkeeper on the pitch. I think now it's just damage limitation time. The game's gone for me. Eastleigh are going to come out of it with 3 points. It's just now what you don't want is this to become a rout and an embarrassing 5 or 6, something like that. Just the damage limitation now, and see what we can get out of it, see how low we can keep it.
Stokes battling well, cross comes in, it's volleyed away by Harries, chested back down by Taylor. And if it was still 1-0 with Tolaj and Barham up front, the fresh legs, you'd think there was hope, but 2 and 3 thanks to Enzio Baldwin. And here comes Eastleigh with another cross into the box, headed away by Haji Minoga, helped on by Aaron Jones, and Jack Barham's quickly to it and feeds Frost. Frost looking to feed Tolaj, who's one-on-one. Oh, it's a poor pass, but Barham might get on. No, Tolaj is onto it inside the edge of the penalty area, and it is a goal kick to Eastleigh. But good battle in there from the Shots. And I love my job as a commentator, Matt. I don't want to be here now. I want to be at home. Don't want to do this. I just want it all to be over. Do you?
I think anyone in the Aldershot Town persuasion will want this game over now. We've got 17 minutes plus injury time remaining. You're 3-0 down away from home. You're 3-0 down with 11 men on the pitch. There's probably no coming back from this. Never mind with 10 men. But Aldershot got to stay professional here. They've got to stay professional. They've got to make sure they see these remaining minutes out and just keep damage limitation. I know if you're listening, it probably doesn't sound very positive or it's a very negative mindset, and I understand that. But it's just being realistic now.
Goal kick to Eastleigh, who are 3-0 up now with 17 minutes left. Nigel Attangana has come on for Aidan Barlow for the home side. Another good flick on from Scott Quigley. But Minogue's picked the ball up, fed it to Glover, who's gone back to Kwame Thomas. And Thomas is fouled according to the referee, to save Aldershot conceding a rather embarrassing 4th goal by Chris Maguire. Thomas sends the ball out to Minogue to Jones and back. Ball into Tolaj in a little bit of space. Oh, ball's missed by Tyler Frost, and Chris Maguire tries a shot from distance. That's well over the bar. And Eastleigh, Matt, from not being able to get a win in 5 matches, must think all their Christmases have come at once.
Yeah, absolutely, and that they're at a stage now where they can try them audacious shots like they've just done, so credit to Eastleigh. How they've got there is up to them, but they're going to come out here with the 3 points today. And so credit to Eastleigh. As I'm saying, I know I'm repeating myself now. It's Aldershot Town just to get out of here with limitations, and I'm not too sure about this playing around with it at the back when you're down to 10 men. But here we go.
Ball forward from Shots. Hodgson battles for it with Stokes. Stokes wins it, looks for Barham. Langston smashes it into touch, and we go on, and we're going to have another substitute. And even though his surname is Scott, Ollie Scott is going to come on for Josh Stokes, who's on a booking. So another understandable substitution there for Tommy Widrington. And Ollie Scott, did he come on Saturday or not? I don't think he did. I think that's his Aldershot Town debut. Sorry, listeners, I wasn't at the game, so I'm not sure. But what I am a bit surprised about, his name is Ollie Scott, and he's got Ollie on the back of his shirt. But anyway, Eastleigh lift the ball out to Aldershot's left-hand side. Half
no, it is his debut. He didn't come on Saturday.
No, it's his debut for Shots. There you go, handed a debut when your side are 3-0 down, away from home, down to 10 men. But never mind, an appearance is an appearance, right? Barnet 2, Eastleigh 2. Dominic Polion clearing away now as the top scorer in the National League with 6. Here's Tolaj on the ball. Tries to look for Glover. Glover can't get it under control. Eastleigh send it long down the line, and Cian Harries has got all afternoon to get it under control and spread it out to the right hand side to Haji Minoga. Ball through the middle, looking for Tolaj. Can he take the ball on his chest? He does, his shoulder, and knocks it back. He could have been clean through if he kept running. Here's Scott giving the ball to Harfield. Inside to Tolaj. Tolaj looks for the return pass. He can't find him. He's touched back by Atananga to his goalkeeper, and then Harries will play it all the way back to Kwame Thomas at the other end. Just looking forward to this one today, Matt, were you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, no, I came here with optimism, to be honest, Rob, especially after Willstone. I felt the last couple of performances, I know we didn't get the result we wanted to against York, but Willstone, I thought we came into it on 2 very, very good performances. I was optimistic, but key events change matches. A red card today has been the moment that has changed this match massively.
Ball's back with Joe McDonnell up towards Quigley, who has won every header today, but it comes back to Barham, who feeds Tolaj, and then Barham picks it up again, and there's almost a good thing for Shots now is there's almost a bit of let's have a right go at it. Barham tries looking for a 1-2 for Aaron Jones. That's cut out by Atananga, and then the ball's cleared away by Langston, who's pretty good at doing that, just putting his foot through it. He wants a clean sheet, and he thinks it's the simplest way, just kick it as far away as you can. Throw into the Shots. Jones into Glover. Atananga puts it into touch again. Oxford have doubled their lead against Boreham Wood. So Oxford City heading for a first win of the season. Throw into the Shots, who are 3-0 down at Eastleigh here and down to 10 men. Tolaj runs straight into trouble. Trouble is Baldwin. Wins the ball back again though. Now inside to Glover. Glover on the half turn goes back to Minoga. Minoga feeds Cian Harries. Harries with the ball through the middle. Finds Glover. Glover out to Aaron Jones. And Jones up against his man one-on-one. Gives it to Glover. Can Aldershot make room for a cross? They can. Glover with the cross to the far post. It's past everybody and it drifts out of play. Harmlessly behind the goal. It'll be a goal kick to Eastleigh. And Aldershot showing when they play with a bit of pace and tempo, even with the 10 men, that they can get in and amongst this Eastleigh side. But I'm afraid it's all too little too late now.
Yeah, and also that final ball there, Bob, is just that little bit of quality, isn't it? I'm trying to think of an instance where McDonald's made a half decent save. It's just that final bit of quality in the final third as well. It's probably been lacking a little bit for Aldershot.
Don't think he has, probably one from Glover that was quite weak in the first half. And there was a couple of decent struck shots that both got deflected behind. Golda Mateo has equalised for Fylde against Altrincham. That one is 2-2. Here at the Silver Lake, it's Eastleigh 3, Aldershot Town 0. And Eastleigh have been unwrapping one present after another this afternoon. Here they are in possession going forward. Rutherford on the right hand side. Can he get his cross in? Yes he can. Kwame Thomas jumps brilliantly and collects the ball, falls to the ground. And he feeds the ball to Minoga, who has got Aaron Jones in. Well, Aldershot haven't scored a goal away from home this year themselves. They had one scored for them by an Oldham player, but it's really unlucky. Ollie Scott there running on the ball, tried to give it back to Tolaj, didn't quite work out there. Aldershot have got their third different goalkeeper in for the afternoon. Tolaj made one save, didn't he? Caught it into his midriff. He watched another one in off the bar and another one into the back of the net from a header. And Kwame Thomas, I think, conceded as well, didn't he, pretty quickly? Did he concede? I can't remember now. I think it was.
I think it was within like 30 seconds coming on, wasn't it?
It was
the injury, didn't they? And that's when we made the subs, and then it was route one straight away, with probably less than 30 seconds.
Yep. Well, if you're of red and blue persuasion, this one can't finish quick enough now. We're in the 81st minute. That's almost complete. Eastleigh 3, Shots 0. It's going to be a weekend of mixed fortunes for the Shots. A win at home to Wealdstone and defeat away on the road here at Eastleigh. We just really here to wait around and find out by how many. And your other hope from this point in is just that nobody picks up, a silly second yellow or an injury in the remaining minutes.
Yeah, no, absolutely that, because that would just top our afternoon off nicely, wouldn't it? That would, if that was to happen. Yeah.
Free kick given against Aldershot just inside their own half. Solomon Nwabukai is going to take that, and Eastleigh with a 1-2, an overlap, balls into the area. Kwame Thomas comes out and wins it easily. Woking have doubled their lead against Dorking Wanderers, and it's looking like 6 points over the weekend for Woking, 3 for the Shots. I think we can be pretty sure about that now. We're just 8 minutes plus added time left, and Eastleigh 3-0 up and then playing against 10 men. Here they come again, but Aldershot cut it out through Ollie Scott. Cian Harries plays it forward to Laurent Tolaj. He touches it into the path of Harfield.
Safety announcement, ladies and gents, a safety announcement. The car park will close for 5 to 10 minutes at the referee's final whistle. This is to allow the
Here's Frost winning the ball but poking it into.
Once the car park is open.
Not really now, Cameron. It's 3-0 now to Eastleigh. Forgive me, I can't remember what the score was last time you came, but goals came in the 59th and 64th minutes as the Shots, I wouldn't say they're crumbling, but they've got a third different goalkeeper in now. Kwame Thomas has taken on the jersey and the gloves, and Laurent Tolaj has gone up front. Eastleigh, in truth, haven't been great, but they've done enough, and they've put this one to bed with 2 goals in the space of 5 or 6 minutes in the second half. Both goals coming from Boldvine. First one was a header, the second one was just taking it nicely round Kwame Thomas, who'd only just put the gloves on. And so we've got 7.5 minutes plus whatever, 6.5 minutes plus whatever's added here at the Silver Lake Cameron, and it is Eastleigh 3, 10-man Aldershot 0. Just as I was finishing that update, Charlie Carter cut in and curled a shot well over the bar. Goal kick now to the Shots, Kwame Thomas. Wealdstone 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 2, so great weekend for Dagenham as well, 6 points for them. And Oxford City 3, Boreham Wood 0. Who'd ever think that Boreham Wood would ever cave in? Home, away, wherever. Here's Boldwine on the left wing at the minute. You might fancy a hat-trick if you can get one more chance. Ball floated in, missed by Taylor. Harfield comes away with it. and feeds Ollie Scott. Scott with the ball down the left side. Barham will chase. It'll run out of pitch. It'll be a throw into Eastleigh in the right back position, level with the edge of their own penalty area. And I haven't got much to add, listeners, really. The game's dead. It's dead as a dodo right now. Eastleigh are happy with 3 goals, a clean sheet and 3 points. Aldershot still showing a little bit of ambition going forward, but it's a pretty hopeless cause now. Good headed winner from Harries, finds Barham. He looks to exchange passes with Glover. I don't know whether Glover thinks that Barham is superhuman, but he lifted a ball straight back over the top and expected Barham to be on it. It's gone behind the goal away to our right. McDonald will take the free kick, the goal kick, I beg your pardon. And I'll hand over to Matt Foot to see if he's got anything interesting or positive to say. 86 minute, 3-0 Eastleigh.
Struggling, Rob. I'm struggling to find anything positive at the minute. 3-0 down away from home. Really struggling to find anything positive to take from this game now. I think the only positive we can say is from the fact it went from 3, we said straight away, didn't we, just keep it damage limitation, don't let this become embarrassing 5 or 6, and with 4 minutes plus injury time to play, they probably achieved that. But don't get me wrong, listeners, we are proper clutching there, I understand that.
Eastleigh with a cross from the right. It's pretty poor, it's over everybody, it's gone behind the goal. Jake Taylor was the furthest forward anyway. Eastleigh have done what they've had to do. They've basically held their hand out and accepted the gift that's been given to them. I haven't been impressed at all by them as a team, and it's saying something, isn't it, when a team is 3-0 up and they've not impressed you at all. I mean, obviously Baldwin has taken his finish as well, hasn't he? That's probably the most positive thing to say. Aldershot have got themselves a throw on halfway. No, even that's gone against them. And 1 or 2 of the shots players smiling, they can't believe it, but perhaps we had a better view than the linesman. The throw's been given to Hodgson. Richard Hill offering some instructions to his players as they prepare for the throw, taken by Baldwin. Straight to Haji Minoga. Minoga across the midfield via the very diminutive Ollie Scott to Harfield, who gives it back to him. The sun's out here at the EBB, at the Silver Lake, sorry. Now the sun has been out at the EBB this season, but if you get me, metaphorically. Here's Harfield clipping the ball into the area, looking for Tolaj. He can't make contact. It will go through to Joe McDonald, who will dribble it a bit and eventually pick it up as Tolaj shuts him down. 87.5 minutes gone, Eastleigh 3, Aldershot Town 0. I'm Rob Worrell, alongside me is Matt Foot, and neither of us want to be here, we just want to go home. I will stay behind, of course, to collect the thoughts of the Aldershot Town manager, Tommy Widrington, after the game. I think, would it have hurt more if Aldershot were dominating with 11 men? I don't know. It doesn't feel as if it could hurt much more than this, but it was even, wasn't it? No, neither side was on top. Both sides had had 3 chances. It wasn't a great game.
No,
Deep down, I felt Aldershot would probably go on to win it, but what did you feel?
Yeah, no. I said at the time, didn't I? I probably felt for me that.
Here's Baldwin dribbling forward, bouncing off 1 or 2 players. Frost comes together with him. Baldwin goes to ground, and the referee takes pity on Aldershot Town and gives nothing. Here's Haji Minoga skipping inside Maguire to find Frost. Frost across to Ollie Harfield. Jones has actually foraged forward and he's free here on the right hand side if they can find him. Scott though feeds Harfield on the left. Overlapping run down the outside from Barham. Shots fans cheer for a push on Barham. Nothing given again by the referee. Some
no
fist.
Foul there was no
What's
foul
that?
No foul in that.
No. Ball's gone behind the goal. Goal kick to Eastleigh. 89 minutes and 11 seconds gone. 12, 13, 14, 15. Should we count them in? No, we don't want lots of added time today. Referee, make a sensible decision. Both sides want this done. Goal kick to Eastleigh. McDonald to take. Eastleigh 3. Shots 0. Shots down to 10 men since the 34th minute. Eastleigh taking the lead in the 35th and adding to their tally in the second half. AFC Fylde 2, Altrincham 3, Oxford City 4, Borehamwood 0.
What result that is?
It is. And Barnet 3, Ebbsfleet 2. Throw into the shots on halfway. We're going to see the added time. Keep it sensible, chaps. Oh my word. 7 added minutes. I don't think anybody wants to see that, really. Probably the Eastleigh fans won't mind it, will they? Let's be honest about it. But to be honest, it's Aldershot dominating possession, dominating territory right now at 3-0 down, isn't it? Eastleigh didn't have...
There's no real menace though, is there? They're just looking after the football,
They didn't have a great deal of idea when they had 11 against 11, Eastleigh. They've done enough with 11 against 10.
At the Silver Lake this afternoon is 3,045 with 615 travellers. 3,045 with 615 travellers.
3,045 at the Silver Lake this afternoon, with 615 very creditable following from the Shots fans. Sadly, 615 who are going to go home unhappy, frustrated. What's not a question is the effort of their team, their players, Matt, and that's probably the only realistic positive that I can find from this afternoon.
Yeah, no, I said at the time I didn't think Tommy Widgerton's side would crumble. To be honest with you, that's the one thing that's the one thing he won't let his players do, no matter what the circumstances are. So, but this one, from Aldershot, I think they just have to draw a line under it because they've got a very, very tough game next week, haven't they? Is it Chesterfield at home next week?
Nice easy one against Chesterfield. That's it. Yeah.
I'm sure within that time, I'm sure it's going to be a big week, so I'd expect him to dip into maybe the low market, maybe for a goalkeeper now. So yeah,
Aldershot have not only not had a goalkeeper on the bench this season, they've not ever announced a squad number for even the young keeper that has been and I believe still is with them. So we shall have to see. Here's an overlapping run from Chris Maguire, and even now it's only Carter and Quigley that are showing any interest in getting in the box. I think Eastleigh probably just trying to make sure that they make sure of the free kick now, of the clean sheet, I beg your pardon. And they're playing it around now, back in their own half. Baldwin will pick the ball up now, and he can have a bit of a run at Aaron Jones if he fancies it. Feints to go one way and then go the other, and he goes down to the byline. Aaron Jones pushing up against him, trying to win the ball back. He pokes it into touch. Throw into Eastleigh, and we are 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the minimum of 7 that's going to be added on here. Let's hope for the Shots that they don't concede another one. A little bit of damage to the goal difference this afternoon. I think they've probably moved on. They were the 3rd most goals conceded in the National League before today, and only Dorking and one other had conceded more. I think it was Oxford City. Well, Oxford City are winning 4-0 this afternoon. Dorking are 2-0 down. So yeah, Aldershot will have they've conceded goals 11, 12 and 13 for the season. And as I say, they've not scored away from home this season themselves. Liam Kitchen scored Aldershot's goal at Oldham, an own goal. Apologise if you picked up any bad language there from Aaron Jones on this near touchline, as he didn't get the ball. But Harfield's going up against Rutherford. Harfield's tugging Rutherford's shirt, and if the ref wants, he could show an easy book in there, but he doesn't, so he shows a little bit of leniency against Ollie Harfield. And we're nearly through 4 minutes of this excruciating 7 that's being added on, and it remains Eastleigh 3, Aldershot Town 0. And my mind turns to what food I might get on the way home, Matt. What about you?
It'd be nice to get back to Aldershot, have some dinner with the family, I think. So
it's one to write off. No points this afternoon. At least there will be 3 from the weekend. Great tackle there from offside. Great tackle, I thought, there from Kean Harris against Maguire. Eastleigh appealed for a free kick or a penalty. I'm hearing in my ears that Dorking were pushing and pushing and pushing for an equaliser when Woking doubled their lead. Aldershot taking the free kick, underway again with Ollie Harfield. And for some reason, every single ball that Aldershot have played down the left channel in the last 15 minutes has gone straight into touch, Matt.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I touched on it earlier, but just a lack of quality in that final third. That's when we have got forward and kept the ball for a little bit, then that final product or that final ball into the box has been what's let Aldershot down. That won't be why they've lost the game today. But there's other circumstances behind it. But which is why I just think if you're an Aldershot Town persuasion, the way this game's gone, even with 11 men, and now even more so with 10 men, just want to Aldershot be waiting for that full-time whistle now. Just wanting to get out.
It was a huge chance this afternoon, a huge opportunity against an out-of-form Eastleigh side for the shots to kick on, but it wasn't happened. Yeah, nothing to tell you other than 7 minutes were added. There's 1.5 of them left. It's absolutely dead, the game, Cameron. Eastleigh 3-0 up against the 10 men of Aldershot Town. Nothing else to report, sir. Is Tolaj on the ball. He finds Ollie Scott. Scott out to the left to Harfield. Harfield back inside to Ollie Scott. Takes on Jake Taylor and beats him. Finds Harfield again. Can Harfield get across in? Yes, he can. It's headed away by Langston. The king of finding touch.
Man of the match, chosen by our match day
Quigley.
sponsor, VFS Scatolini, is number 17,
Bold one.
Chris Maguire.
Basically, because he lifted the ball over the wall with a free kick. Chris Maguire gets the man of the match for finally getting Eastleigh on the way to their first win. I think, for me personally, I'd said Quigley or Boldwine, but in the next couple of minutes, Matt, you get the dubious honour of finding an Aldershot Town man of the match out of this one.
Thanks for that.
Here's Tolaj on the ball, inside to Tyler Frost. Frost across to Cian Harris. We are into the final minute added on. We're well into it, actually, 40 seconds. Can Aldershot create a chance? Can they score their first away goal from their own shot? Oh, it's a terrible touch from Aaron Jones. There is the referee blowing the whistle right on time, and it finishes here at the Silver Lake Stadium. Aldershot Town 0, Eastleigh 3, or Eastleigh 3, Aldershot Town 0. The crux of the game came in the 34th minute when Jordy van Stapperschurf hesitated to come off his line. A one-on-one with Aidan Barlow. When he did come, he lifted his leg and he caught Barlow. Referee decided to give free kick and red. Maguire lobbed the ball over Lauren Tolaj, who'd taken over in goal, and in off the crossbar. Second half, Aldershot started pretty well for 13-14 minutes, but conceded a corner and a goal from that from Baldwin. Baldwin also scored again 5 minutes later when Tolaj had gone up front and Kwame Thomas had taken the gloves and the jersey. So each of the 3 Aldershot goalkeepers on the afternoon conceding the 1 goal. A horrible afternoon for the Shots. Here with his final thoughts and his Aldershot Town man of the match is Shot supporter Matt Foot.
Yeah, not one to forget very quickly if you're an Aldershot Town persuasion. It has finished here Silver Lake, Eastleigh Town 3, Aldershot Town 0, and it is one to forget because it wasn't a good game of football even when it was 11 against 11. It wasn't a good game of football, but I know it was that key moment on the 34th minute when the Aldershot Town goalkeeper Jordy Stappershaw came out of his box, didn't win the ball, cleaned his man out, who was in behind him. In my opinion, it was a correct decision to produce the red cards. And then from there it was a massive mountain to climb because from that, Eastleigh were 1-0 up, and when you've got 2 centre forwards in goal, you can only expect so much of them, especially for a long period of time as they had to do. In terms of an Aldershot Town man of the match, look, listeners, bear with me, it's really, really difficult. I'm probably going to just say Tyler Frost. And why am I saying Tyler Frost? Just because I think he's had a fantastic month. Honestly, for the first time ever, really, I think I've been with you, Rob, I'm really struggling to find a genuine contender.
Well, I'm just going to give my 2 pence. I'm a big fan of Tyler Frost, lots of energy, and he did do some good things today. I think he did a few bad things as well. That's just my opinion. For me, the Aldershot Town man of the match by a country mile was Hadji Minoga. I thought it was superb, really. He didn't get a lot wrong, but Listen, it's not an honour that any Aldershot Town player is going to particularly relish or want this afternoon. Listeners, I'm sure you'll forgive Matt and I wrapping up pretty quickly here, if you're still with us anyway. A miserable afternoon down at the Silver Lake for the Shots. Everything hinging on that 34th minute sending off for Van Staffordshire. A difficult week ahead for the Shots management team as they decide what they're going to do goalkeeper wise. Final scoreline here at the Silver Lake: Eastleigh 3, Aldershot 0. Thanks for joining us. We'll speak to you again next week from the EVB, where hopefully it'll be rocking, and some of those home fans that have been missing over the last 2 games, as the performances have only got better and the results, will be there to cheer on the Shots. That's it. It's goodbye from Matt and goodbye from me.